Off in left field, batting second, the rookie second baseman Johnny Giovatella. Hitting third, their DH with a 7-game hitting streak and 4 hits in the series is Billy Butler. Eric Hosmer's been hot as well, 5 hits. He's batting fourth and playing first base. In the 5 spot, Jeff Francoeur, he'll play right field. Mitch Meyer getting the start today. He is in center in the 6th spot. Batting 7th and catching is Salvador Perez. In the 8th position at third base, the rookie, and that is Mike Moustakas, and Alcides Escobar is the shortstop, batting 9th. For the veteran left-hander out of Panama, that is Bruce Chen, 34 years of age. He's at 10-6 on the year, a 4.11 ERA. He had 12 victories a season ago. He has not started at the Coliseum since August of 2005, when he was a member of the Baltimore Orioles, one of the 47 teams he's pitched for in the big leagues. For Kansas City, just kidding about the 47, but he's pitched for a lot. Gordon in left, Giovatella at second, and Butler the DH. Hosmer at first, Francoeur in right, and Meyer in center. Then Perez the catcher, Moustakas at third base, and Escobar is the shortstop. For the homestanding Athletics, they come in with a mark of 64-78. Only the Rangers and the Yankees earlier this year have swept 3-game series against Oakland here at the Coliseum, and they're trying to avoid that today. They come in at 64-78 with Jemiah Weeks leading off at second base. Coco Crisp in center, and he's batting second. Hideki Matsui, the DH, bats third. Hitting fourth and playing left field is Josh Willingham. Hitting fifth at third base, Scott Sizemore in the 6th position. The ace shortstop, Cliff Pennington. Kurt Suzuki catching and batting 7th. Michael Taylor in right field. He is batting 8th. And in the 9th spot, making his first appearance in the series, is Adam Rosales. The 27-year-old out of Maracay, Venezuela, now makes Lakeland, Florida his home. Guillermo Moscoso for the Athletics, 7-8 on the year. A 363 earned run average. He's 5-2 at the Coliseum this season with an ERA at 2.62. He's never faced the Royals, and we'll see how this extreme fly ball pitcher does today against KC. Weeks at second, Crispin center, and Matsui the DH. Then Willingham at left, Sizemore third, and Pennington the shortstop, followed by Suzuki catching, Taylor in right, and Rosales at first base. This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Oakland Athletics for the private and non-commercial use of our audience, and a reproduction or retransmission of the descriptions and accounts of this game in any form without the express written consent of the Oakland Athletics is strictly prohibited. An off day tomorrow, traveling to the ballpark in Arlington for a weekend set against the Rangers, hoping to build on that with a victory today. Ready for some Wednesday baseball, and here's Ken.
It's Alex Gordon leading it off for KC against Moscoso, and the ace right-hander delivers, and Gordon swings and fouls it back, in the count 0-1. 72 degrees, just perfect conditions, not a cloud in the sky, light breeze blowing. The final meeting this year between these two ball clubs. Gordon, Giovatella, and Butler for Kansas City. And now Moscoso's 0-1 pitch, the turn, it's on the way, and Gordon takes inside, and it's ball one. Defensively for the A's, Adam Rosales at first base today. Jemiah Weeks at second. The shortstop, Cliff Pennington. Scott Sizemore is over at third. Kurt Suzuki behind the plate. Moscoso's 1-1 pitch to Gordon. The A's right-hander delivers, and Gordon swings and bounces one right down his short. Gobbled up by Pennington. He throws to first in time for the out, and that's the way our ball game begins. The outfield for the A's today, and left is Josh Willingham, and center Coco Crisp making his first appearance of the series. The right fielder is Michael Taylor. Here's Johnny Giovatella. He is playing at second base again today. He's 1 for 9 in the series, and he's batting .244. 2 home runs and 15 runs batted in. So Moscoso looking to even his record. He's 7-8. The pitch to Giovatella is taken for a strike in the outside corner. The plate umpire is Hunter Wendelstedt. Brian Knight's at first, Jerry Lane at second, Bach and Bob Davidson is over at third. He had the plate last night and didn't call a balk. Now the 0-1 pitch by Moscoso to Giovatella, swung on a fly ball right field. Michael Taylor, long run toward the line. He's going to get there, and he makes the catch in fair territory. Good job by Taylor. Got a pretty good break on the pop fly and ran it down the right field line in fair territory, and that's out number 2, and that'll bring up Billy Butler. Billy's batting at .302 with 18 home runs and 83 runs batted in. Quickly 2 out, top of the first, no score. The A's the home whites, the Royals the blue tops. It's the first ever appearance for Moscoso against Kansas City. And the A's right-hander going to work on Billy Butler, who's had a big series, 4 for 8 with 2 home runs. Moscoso delivers. Suzuki sets up outside, and Butler takes away, and it's 1-0 for Moscoso. His last start was a good one as he beat the Mariners here on Friday night. Went the first 7, giving up 5 hits and 2 runs. Walk 1, struck out 6. His 1-0 pitch to Butler is on the way, and Billy Butler swings and misses. Now the count 1-1. The Royals are 60-83. The A's are 64-78. 2 out, top of the first, no score. Moscoso, first base side of the rubber. The hesitation now turns and delivers the 1-1 pitch. It's taken outside, and it's 2-1. The Rangers lead the division by 3.5 over the Angels. A's 16.5, Seattle 21 back on this 7th of September. And now the 2-1 delivery to Butler. Here it is, swung on and missed. A high fastball on the count, 2-2. The outfield slightly toward right, playing the other way. Texas is playing today a day game down in St. Pete. In the 8th inning, the Rays lead the Rangers 4-3. The Angels play tonight at home against Seattle. And now the 2-2 to Billy Butler is swung on, bounce toward third. A foul ball left of the bag, and the count holds at 2-2. Gordon bounced out. Giovitella flied to right. 2 out, top of the first, no score. Now Moscoso up on top of the hill. Crisp in center, shaded toward right center. And the 2-2 delivery to Butler is swung on and foul back to the right. Last night, the Rangers and the A's are going to see those guys. The A's will be in Arlington to begin the 3-game series against Texas on Friday night. Texas shut out Tampa Bay 8-0. It was the first career shutout for C.J. Wilson. He threw 117 pitches. The Angels were beaten by Felix Hernandez and the Mariners 2-1. Here's the 2-2 to Butler again on the way. Swung on line to center. Coco is right there coming in. Goes into a slide, and he makes the catch. Had to go about 4 steps to his right towards straightaway center field. Then the ball is sinking at the last second, and Crisp, going into a slide, makes the play on Butler as Moscoso works a 1-2-3. Top of the first with the 8th.
Coaching at first base for the Athletics, number 46, Kyle Waller. And the third base, Mike Gallego. Leading off with the Athletics, second baseman, 19, Smile Weeks.
Jemiah Weeks leads off for the A's. Bottom of the first here at the Coliseum. No score against the lefty Bruce Chen, who delivers, and Weeks takes a strike on the inside corner. For the well-traveled Chen, and he's 34 now. He has 10 wins, 10-6, 4.11 ERA. Been around forever, a lot of clubs, and now the 0-1 to Jemiah, and it's swung on and blooped into short right center field. Francoeur has to play it on a hop, and another hit for Jemiah Weeks. A soft drive in front of Francoeur into right center field. His 99th hit in this, his 80th game of his rookie year. And Coco Crisp is coming up. He's batting at .268 with 7 homers and 47 runs batted in. Defensively for the Royals today, Eric Hosmer's at first. At second, Johnny Giovitella. The shortstop, Alcides Escobar. Mike Moustakas over at third. Salvador Perez behind the plate. Alex Gordon in left. Mitch Meyer in center field today. And Jeff Francoeur is in right. Coco batting right against Chen takes a strike on the outside corner. 0-1. Leadoff single by Weeks. Bottom of the first. No score. Matsui is on deck. Bruce Chen, 21st start this year. He's logged some time on the DL. A throw to first not in time. A left lat strain knocking Chen off the roster back in May and onto the DL. His last appearance was on Friday against Cleveland. He took a loss in that ball game. Going 6 innings, he was beaten 5-4. 0-1 to Crisp, and a move to first. Back to the bag is Weeks.
One thing the A's have not done yet in this series is grab the lead against the Royals. They've jumped on Oakland early in both games, but I see if the A's can turn the tables in that regard.
Bruce Chen is 2-2 lifetime against the A's in 10 previous appearances, including 6 starts. The outfield, a gap in right center. He drops down, and Coco lines one down the right field line. A base hit. That's going to go to the wall. Reeks around second. Jemiah's going to third. Gallego's going to wave him. He's around third. Here's the throw to the plate. And here's the collision at the plate. And he hasn't touched the plate yet. Now the ruling is out at the plate on the tag by Perez. Stopping at second is Crisp. It's a 2-base hit. 9-4-2 at the plate. And Jemiah Weeks is out for out number 1 of the bottom of the first inning. And they're tending to the catcher, Salvador Perez. There was a long look by the plate umpire and the delay by Hunter Wendelstedt. Weeks didn't slide. Perez had the plate, and Jemiah barreling into Perez. And then I thought for a second the plate umpire Wendelstedt was waiting to see if Jemiah would touch the plate. But I think he was waiting just to make sure that Perez had held on to the baseball. And Perez with a tag on Weeks. He's out. The first out of the bottom of the first. It remains 0-0, and Crisp is at second base.
Add another assist to the outfield of Kansas City. And the way that Weeks went at Perez, he got him up high and on the left shoulder, left jaw area. Short hop to Giovitella, made a good throw to the plate on one bounce. Interesting the way that Perez blocked off the plate from Weeks, even though he reached up the first base side to take the throw, and Jemiah felt like there was no place for him to go. Perez is such a big target at home plate, and Jemiah not nearly as big, and he felt his only option was to bowl him over and jar it loose, and it didn't happen.
It really was an excellent play by Perez.
He swallowed the plate. Yeah. There was no place for Jemiah to get his hand, his foot, anything in there, because he completely blocked it off with his left leg.
And in doing so, he had to do that by going to the backhand side to take the throw by Giovitella. So an excellent play by the rookie catcher, is just 21 years of age. And they're still checking on Perez.
47 outfield assists in 2011 for the Royals.
He got his left leg on the plate, but then the brunt of the blow that was delivered by Weeks was delivered to the left shoulder of young Salvador Perez. He's going to stay in there.
That was a Socha-esque block of home plate because he didn't have the baseball, and he still planted that left leg feeling like I'm going to cut him off from the plate, and that's how it played out.
So Crisp at second, 1 out, bottom of the first, no score, and Matsui coming up for the A's against Bruce Chen. Hideki batting at .261, 11 home runs, 68 runs batted in. Chen's going to make a couple of warm-up tosses.
Just to make sure that Perez sees only one baseball coming out of his hand.
Exactly. You look at Chen and his resume. He made his major league debut with Atlanta back in '98. He's been with Atlanta, the Phillies, the Mets, Montreal, Cincinnati, Houston, Boston, Baltimore, Texas, and Kansas City. This year marking his 3rd year with the Royals. He didn't pitch back in '08 after undergoing Tommy John surgery. Originally signed in '93, 18 years ago by Atlanta out of Panama. Bruce Chen. 10 wins, 6 losses, a 4.11 ERA. Well, it's still 0-0 here in the bottom of the first. Matsui lefty on lefty. Crisp leads at second. And now here's the stretch and a bluff, and back to second goes Coco. Matsui is 1 for 8 on the series. He's 5 for 25 lifetime against Bruce Chen. Here's the pitch with 1 out. Coco going to third. A big breaking ball for a ball throw to third. And the ball gets away from Moustakas, and stealing third is Crisp. I thought they had no chance, but a lightning quick release back there by Perez. And I think if Moustakas catches that throw, they have an out at third base. As it is, it's steal number 40 for Coco Crisp.
I think that's what Bob Davidson was waiting on, a pitch that was in the dirt. And still Perez was able to unload it with that very short motion toward third base.
So now the infield is back. Runner at third. 1 ball, no strikes to Matsui. Chen deals and misses outside of the count. 2-0 to Hideki with Willingham on deck. The second baseman Giovatello is way into right field by about 25 feet, playing on the outfield grass. Coco leads at third. Here's the stretch and the 2-0 pitch on the way, taken outside, and the count 3-0. 40 steals for Coco Crisp. Bruce Chen faced the A's last year in September. Last time he faced the Athletics, and now delivers to Matsui, and that's a strike on the check it outside, ball 4. I think Hideki thought it was going to be a strike, so he walks on 4 pitches. And the A's have runners at first and third, and Willingham is coming up. 1 out, no score, bottom of the first. Josh batting at .243 is 1 for 7 on the series. 23 home runs, 81 runs batted in. The outfield plays into pull deep and left is shaded toward the line is Gordon. Now Matsui leads at first. Crisp from third. Chen out of the stretch. And the pitch to Willingham, and Josh takes high in the count 1-0. Nice moment for Willingham before the ball game, out on the field with Dave Stewart, receiving the annual Dave Stewart A's Community Service Award. And well deserved. Now the 1-0 pitch, and that's a strike on the outside corner, and the count 1-1. That game in September last year, Chen beat the Athletics at Kauffman Stadium, allowing 6 hits and 3 earned runs in 5 innings. Here's his 1-1 pitch. It's on the way. Willingham swings and drives one to left center field. Gordon going back in the alley to the track right in front of the wall has a play, and he makes the catch. Tagging at third is Crisp. He scores on the sac fly. Back to first goes Matsui as the Athletics take a 1-0 lead. Well hit ball to deep left center by Willingham for his 82nd run batted in, and 1-0 A's.
Face somebody like Bruce Chen, you got to provide all the power because the ball is not traveling at firm speeds to the plate.
So here's Sizemore is batting .243, and there is a pitch taken outside for ball 1. But you're right, a soft tosser. Actually threw pretty hard when he first came up. Outfield a gap in right center. The pitch to Sizemore is driven to right center field. Going back, Mitch Meyer in the alley has a play about 10 feet from the track, and he makes the catch. The A's get one, they leave one, and after one, it's 1-0 Athletics.
Leading off the number 7 for Kansas City. And batting in the fourth position, first baseman, number 35, Eric Hosmer.
Eric Hosmer leads it off for the Royals. Top of the second, it's 1-0 A's. Hosmer, Francoeur, and Meyer against Moscoso. Very impressive series so far for Hosmer, 5 for 10 with a home run. And Moscoso delivers to the first baseman of KC, a fastball taken outside for ball one. Remember last night after Gio Gonzalez retired the side 1-2-3 in the first, the Royals rocked him with the back-to-back home runs in the second by Hosmer and Francoeur. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Hosmer, taken at the knees, a strike, and it's 1-1. In his rookie year, he has 16 homers and 66 runs batted in. Crisp in center, about 2 steps toward right center. Moscoso, here's that hesitation. Now the turn, and the 1-1 pitch is popped up on the infield right near the pitcher's mound. Moscoso directing traffic. In from third is Sizemore right in front of the mound. He's there, and he makes the catch. Hosmer pops out. 4 straight retired by Moscoso, and that'll bring up Jeff Francoeur. As we pause 10 seconds to allow our stations to identify themselves on the Oakland A's radio network. Here's Francoeur, right-handed hitter, is leading 1-0 in the second. Francoeur takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Francoeur batting .284 with 17 homers. He's 4 for 10 in the series. The right-handed hitter, the former #1 pick of Atlanta. And now Moscoso ready, turns and throws the 0-1 pitch. It's swung on and fouled back, 0-2. Several day games around the American League of interest today. The Rangers have come back and they've tied Tampa Bay. That was a game that was started by David Price. 9th inning, 4-4.
Ian Kinsler just tied it up with his second home run of the game.
Wow. That's the final game of that series. Then the A's will see the Rangers on Friday night. 1 out, 1-0 A's, top of the second. The 0-2 pitch to Francoeur is swung on and fouled back. And then the Tigers came back on Cleveland. The big blow, a grand slam by Victor Martinez. The Tigers sweep that series. Detroit 8, Cleveland 6. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Francoeur with the outfield straightaway. Right-handed hitter. And Moscoso delivers to Francoeur. Breaking ball foul back, out of play. So the Tigers are red hot.
That's when you know it's your year if you're Justin Verlander, because he was on the ropes, on the verge of being taken out of the ball game. Jim Leland stayed with him. He struck out Jim Thome. And then the inning flips over to the top of the 7th, and that's when they got the lead back for him.
So the Indians are back by 9.5 now. And that's 6 straight wins for the Tigers. Now the pitch outside for a ball, 1-2. They just swept the White Sox. Now they swept Cleveland. The Orioles and Yankees playing in the rain and the muck and the mire again in New York today, and they're tied up at 4-4 in the 8th inning. Moscoso's 1-2 to Francoeur is hit foul left of the bag at third. They finished the game last night, actually early this morning in New York Eastern time at 2:15 in the morning. After the 4-hour rain delay before the ball game began, then they played a 3-hour game, and the Yankees beat the Orioles last night. And Rivera got the save. 1-2, 1 out, top of the second. The A's leading 1-0. Moscoso turns, he's ready, and delivers to Francoeur, and Francoeur swings and fouls it back, and the count holds. So 8th inning, Orioles 4, Yankees 4. Red Sox play the Blue Jays tonight in Toronto. The White Sox are at Minnesota, and Seattle's at the Angels. Jerome Williams pitching that game, the former Giant for the Halos. He has 2 wins for them. The 1-2 to Francoeur is lifted to left center field. A long run for Crisp in the alley. Here comes Willingham from left. He crosses in front of Coco, and behind Willingham, Crisp makes the catch, avoiding the collision in left center field. So Coco makes the play. Out number 2, and Mitch Meyer is coming up.
Did you see the recent story about Jerome Williams, where he went for 2 years pitching and mostly with the Giants, being called Jeremy because that's what somebody called him initially, and he was too scared as a young player to tell anybody. He finally went to his pitching coach, Dave Rigetti. He said, "What's my name?" He goes, "Jeremy." He goes, "No, let me tell you the truth. It's really Jerome."
Just happy to be wearing a big league uniform, I guess. Inside for a strike to Mitch Meyer, a left-handed hitter. Well, when he got his first win for the Angels this year, that was his first win in the big league since 2005. So now the 0-1 to Mitch Meyer by Moscoso is taken high, and it's 1-1. 2 out, top of the second. The A's lead 1-0 on the Willingham sac fly. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Meyer, and Moscoso to the plate, and Meyer takes inside his 2-1. We had a shot down into the Royals dugout. They were still looking at Salvador Perez, checking the side of his head. Pretty good collision in the bottom of the first with Jemile Weeks. Now the 2-1. Here's Moscoso's pitch to Meyer, and Meyer hits a high fly ball, playable right center field. Coco has the call. He's under it now, and he makes the catch. And Moscoso begins the game by retiring 6 straight. And after 1.5, it's 1-0 Athletics.
Leading off the bottom of the second inning for the Athletics, and batting in the 6th position, shortstop, number 2, Cliff Pennington.
Against Bruce Chen, left-hander from Panama. Speaking of Panama, we're talking about Mariano Rivera getting the save last night for the Yankees. That is number 598, by the way. Now here is the pitch taken for a strike by Pennington. No balls and 1 strike. Yes, Vinny?
You were supposed to wait. MLB.com just put us on TV.
Oh, here's the 0-1 pitch on the way. Swung on, foul back, out of play, and the count, no balls and 2 strikes. That's nice of them. You don't want to show us too often because that would certainly reveal the reason why we're on radio. 0-2. Here's Chen's pitch, and Pennington takes outside in the count 1-2. Mariano Rivera is 2 saves away from 600. He's 3 away from tying the all-time mark of Trevor Hoffman. It was his 39th save this year. The 1-2 to Pennington. It's swung on and foul back to the right, out of play, and the count holds at 1-2. The A's leading 1-0. We're in the bottom of the second. The final game of the homestand, a stand that began with the A's sweeping 3 against Seattle. So now the A's are 3-2 on the stand. The 9th and final meeting with Kansas City this year. Season series tied up at 4-4. And Chen's 1-2 to Pennington is under his chin, and the count 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes. Here's the delivery on the way, and it's swung on, bounce back of first, diving play. Hosmer's got it, flipping, Chen covering, and in time for the out. Good play by Hosmer, going back of the bag to the backhand side, smothering the ball. Chen covering on the bag. 3-1 on Pennington for out number 1. Eric Hosmer is a complete player.
We saw that in his debut against the Athletics when he turned a key double play. That ball off the end of the bat from a right-hand hitter, so it's actually working its way away from Hosmer and being left-handed, like you mentioned, having that long reach on the backhand to take a double away, basically.
I think that first chance that he had in that ball game in which he made his debut was a 3-6-3 double play. So 1-0 A's, 1 out, bottom of the second, and now Suzuki, a right-handed hitter. Chen delivers a strike on the outside corner. By the way, back to that shutout by C.J. Wilson for the Rangers last night, and relevance to the A's, and also, I guess, kind of the Moneyball movie. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and it's swung on and hit to right center field. Francoeur going over. He's there, and he makes the catch. 2 away in the bottom of the second, because the shutout by Wilson was the 18th overall authored by the Rangers this year. That's the most in the American League. It's the most in the AL since the Athletics had 19 shutouts back in 2002. And that was the Moneyball year, when the A's eventually won their 20th consecutive game against Kansas City right here on a Wednesday. So here's Michael Taylor, right-handed hitter. 1-0 in favor of the A's. And Michael takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. First major league hit for Taylor, a single to center field. It came in the bottom of the 9th inning last night. Chen's 0-1 pitch to Michael is swung on, foul back, and it's 0-2.
A's will see C.J. Wilson on Sunday. He's the one pitcher that, at least at this point, Ron Washington wants to keep on his regular turn. It would set up him pitching the opener of the series against the Angels to finish the season.
Here's the 0-2 pitch to Michael Taylor. Line drive, solid base hit to right field. Francoeur throwing to first, in the throw, and he's out. How do you like that? 9-3. Jeff Francoeur with that gun in right field. A ball that was smoked out there, and charging, taking on a hop was Francoeur, and Michael Taylor is stunned. Welcome to the big leagues, Michael Taylor. Jeff Francoeur threw him out at first base, 9-3 on what was going to be Michael Taylor's second major league hit. And that's how the bottom of the second comes to an end. And after 2 complete, it's 1-0 Athletics. After 2, it's 1-0 Athletics. Third inning. Here's Vince.
Still stunned by the play by Jeff Francoeur, ending the bottom of the second on the throw to first base, retiring Michael Taylor, who thought he had career base hit number 2 in his back pocket. Perez standing in, batting .301 since coming up from the minor leagues. Right-hand hitter with a home run and 9 RBIs. First pitch on the way. He fouls it off to the right for strike one. A perfect one bounce to Francoeur. And as he charged the baseball, I think he felt like he may have had a chance. And Hosmer, the first baseman, is smart enough, even as a rookie, to understand that Francoeur wants to use his arm as often as possible. And he got himself in position thinking there might be a play. The way that all transpired was very impressive. Here's the 0-1. Fastball off the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So 2 assists today for Francoeur and 15 on the year. And he came off the field with a huge smile on his face as he beat Taylor on a bang-bang play at first base. The 1-1 runs inside, 2 balls and a strike. And like you said, as Francoeur is coming off the field, he runs right by Taylor. I don't know if he said anything. It might have winked, but it's definitely a big league moment for Francoeur and for Taylor. The 2-1 swung on high, fly ball to right. Toward the line goes Taylor. He's got some room down there, crossing into foul territory. Reaches out, juggles it, and hangs on as he kisses up against the side wall. He kind of reached out like he thought he was closer to the wall than he was, and the ball squirted out of his mitt, but he recovered to keep it in the leather, and there's 1 out.
It's a good reminder for anyone, really, on a base hit to right field, especially against the Royals. This guy's got a gun out there. I think, there's been the acknowledgement by Mike Gallego that Francoeur has the best arm in the American League.
But usually
he is just it's fun to watch unless you're the opposition.
Now Moustakas stands in, left-hand hitting third baseman. He takes a fastball on the outside corner. The A's lead at 1-0 here in the third, but usually those plays you see in National League games where the right fielder throws out a pitcher maybe running up the first base line, or somebody that not as swift of foot as somebody like Taylor would be. 0-1 delivery misses down and in. 1 ball and 1 strike. Moustakas batting .228 with a home run and 22 driven in. The right-hander to the plate, and Moustakas drives one toward deep left center, but Coco has a play. He'll make the catch. 8 in a row retired by Moscoso, and dating back to his last game against the Mariners, he has sat down 21 consecutive hitters. Remember, he finished the game against Seattle in his 7 innings of work in the 9-2 win, retiring the last 13 that he faced in that game.
Thing is, with Taylor, it really was a good piece of hitting against Bruce Chen, taking the ball the other way, which you have to do against him.
And all he has is an 0 for 1 on his scorecard right now.
Yeah, instead of being 2 for 7 in the big leagues, he's 1 for 7.
Now Escobar standing in, the talented shortstop for the Royals. First pitch backs up, catches the inside corner, a cutter for strike 1. Escobar, 3 homers, 41 driven in with that .248 average. Oakland a 1-0 lead, scored on a sacrifice fly back in the first inning. Sizemore up in front of the bag at first base on the grass. Another cutter for Moscoso is outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Escobar stands in the middle of the batter's box. Moscoso peers into Suzuki, the turn and the pitch. Fastball fouled back, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. 8 men have been retired, 7 via the fly ball, which is the MO for Moscoso. He's a high fastball pitcher, complements that with a cutter, occasional curve and changeup. But he pitches so aggressively off that fastball. And even though the velocity is 90 to 92, Kurt Suzuki has talked repeatedly about the little hop that's at the end of the pitches from Moscoso. He overthrows a fastball here to Escobar, misses high, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. He's been a pleasant surprise for the A's, trying to even his season record at 8-8. First ever appearance against the Royals. His 2-2 is on the way. Cutter chopped toward short. Waiting for it is Pennington. Sets his feet. Strong throw across. Another 1-2-3 inning for Moscoso. He is perfect. 9 up and 9 down. Midway through the third, 1-0 Oakland.
now playing for the Athletics. Batting in ninth position. First baseman, number 7, Adam Rosales.
Adam Rosales will lead things off for the Athletics. Starting the bottom of the third, Oakland leading 1-0. Rosie playing first base today. Brandon Allen getting the first part of today's game off. Right-hand batter takes a changeup outside. Rosie has not had a lot of success on the major league level this year. Just 4 for 48. A couple of home runs against Brian Mattis and Cole Hamels. Road games against Baltimore and Philadelphia. Another change from Chen inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Adams going to go to winter ball once again this year. He's going to play Mexicali and get some at-bats, play a number of positions down there, try to be ready for spring training. 2-0 pitch in there for a strike. It is the game plan he used prior to last season when he made the A's ball club and was quite the utility player for the ball club. Hit .265 in 40 games at AAA. A cutter from Chen is too tight, and now it's 3 balls and a strike.
He needs to play. That was the issue this year. He really didn't have a spring training.
Only 147 at bats, even at AAA this year. Open stance from the right side. Pant legs pulled up as always. And a swing and a miss. High cutter. And it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. And Bob Melvin has explained to us on a number of occasions that a player that has the role that Rosales does as a utility type player needs to play probably more than the regulars during spring training. 3-2. Swung on, driven toward right center field. On the move is Myers, still going into the alley, and he will reach out and pull it down. So Rosales is retired. There's 1 away. A's leading 1-0, and here comes Jemiah Weeks. Jemiah began the game with a soft line drive to right for his 5th hit in the series. And then as Coco Crisp doubled into the right field corner, Jemiah tried to score on the play. Sent home by Mike Gallego from third. Francoeur threw a short hop to the second baseman Gio Vitella, who picked it clean, fired a 1-hopper to Perez. He picked it clean and blocked Weeks off a home plate. Takes a sinker on the outside corner, strike 1. Outfield does play Jemiah to pull as he stands in as a switch hitter batting from his natural right side. Here comes the 0-1. Outside corner, no, missing high. 1 ball and 1 strike. We talk about Chen being well traveled. Tried this on for size. Atlanta, Philadelphia, the Mets, Montreal, Cincinnati, Houston, Baltimore, Texas, Kansas City. Tries a curve, this one up and away. 2 balls and a strike. Missed all of 2008 with Tommy John surgery. Made some adjustments in the way he pitched after that procedure. 2-1, hit hard toward right. This is a base hit over Gio Vitella and toward Francoeur. He takes it on the backhand and brings it back to the infield. So Jemiah having a solid series despite the fact the A's have lost the first 2 games against Kansas City. He's gone 6 for 12, boosting his average back toward 300. And now here's Coco Crisp. The 12 wins that Chen had a year ago was 1 shy of his career best, which he had with Baltimore in 32 starts back in 05. He went 13-10 for the Birds through a career high 197 innings that year. And until today, that was the last time he actually pitched at this ballpark. He sets and fires and delivers inside, ball 1. A's leading by a 1-0 score. For Coco, a double and a run scored back in the first inning. His 40th stolen base, 10th player in A's history to achieve 40 steals in a season. A toss back to first base, and Jemiah barely off the bag is there safely. And Chen pitched here in 2005. He went 6 2/3 and won that game 4-3, allowing just 1 run. Another move to first base. Every time Chen releases the baseball, whether it's on a move to first base or a pitch toward the plate, it seems like he's shot putting it to the plate. It just seems like it is a struggle to get the ball out of his hand and in the direction he wants to send it. He'll set it over to first again, and Jemiah back easily. That said, Chen has a definite idea on how to pitch. And after the Tommy John surgery, decided to change some of the arm angles upon occasion. He'll drop down 3/4. He'll come over the top. He's not afraid to occasionally pitch inside with the cutter. His 1-0. It is inside. Ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes.
He said that he wants to be Jamie Moyer. I mean, literally, seriously, he wants to have that kind of career now. He's reinvented himself. Soft tosser like Moyer. Like you said, he's not afraid to come inside.
Here's the 2-0 pitch outside. 3 balls and no strikes. Well, Jamie Moyer was still trying to pitch, right? I mean, he's 47 years of age. He just had the John surgery.
Yeah, he had Tommy John surgery. He's working out at the Phillies complex down in Florida.
A look at first. Here's the 3-0. Missing outside and low, ball 4. So Coco does not expand the zone. 2 on, 1 out. A's leading 1-0 here in the 3rd. That is the second walk allowed by Chen. The previous one was to the man coming to the plate in Hideki Matsui. Won't say it's been a long time since Chen has pitched here at the Coliseum, but just looking at the A's lineup in that ball game, Jason Kendall led off. He's now on the disabled list with the Royals. Mark Kotze plays for the Brewers. Bobby Crosby out of baseball. Eric Chavez with the Yankees. Dan Johnson not in the big leagues. Jay Payton has retired. Scott Hatteberg works in the A's front office occasionally as an intern. Bobby Kelty is in the Padres minor league organization, and Mark Ellis is with the Rockies. There's nobody left. The set of the pitch. Swung on, blooped behind third base. Chen has been quite a nemesis to Matsui, dating back to those Yankee-Oriole matchups of years gone by. Hideki just 5 for 25 lifetime against Chen. Oakland leading 1-0, looking for more in the bottom of the 3rd. Good speed aboard with Crisp at first and Weeks at second. Escobar, the shortstop, shading up the middle. Moustakas well off the line at third. And the 0-1 breaking ball cut on and missed. And it's 0-2. Escobar actually was darting behind the lead runner Weeks as Chen was coming to the plate. So a missed communication there between the pitcher and the shortstop. Jamiel has 21 steals on the year, and Coco, as we mentioned, just got his 40th. Outfield playing, Matsui to pull. And a look back to second. No throw by Chen this time. Willingham, who drove in the game's first run, is waiting on deck. Now time called by Matsui. He steps out for a moment. Brett Gardner of the Yankees leads with 43 stolen bases in the league. Michael Bourne, first of Houston, now of Atlanta, leads all of baseball with 50 steals. 0-2 pitch. He just reaches for one, poked it foul to the screen. The at-bat continues for Matsui. 1 for 8 in the series. He's down to the count 0-2. It's been a while since Hideki's last long ball. You've got to go back to Tampa Bay more than a month ago. In fact, a month ago today, on August 7th against David Price, he connected on his 11th home run of the year. 0-2, look out, low bridge as he bends out of the way. Missing inside. 83 miles an hour, however. Not that that would feel good, but 83 at least isn't 93 from Chen. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Weeks stepping away, a lead at second. Chen looks that way, turns, throws back, and Jamiel dives in safely with the right hand. Brandon McCarthy opens the series at the ballpark in Arlington for the A's. He'll draw Colby Lewis. The A's is 4-9 against Texas this year. They've only won 1 game in Arlington this season. 1-2 pitch, dropped it down with a sidearm delivery, and Matsui fouled it back again. Hideki making the last out of the ball game last night. The A's were trying to rally against Joakim Soria, down 7-4 at that point, and the bases were loaded for Matsui, and hit it into the overshift, and Gio Patella, the second baseman from shallow right, threw him out, and that was the ball game. Now the outfield moving the other way toward left center. Here's the 1-2. Curve outside, kept close by Perez. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Chen definitely has his own pace, which is leisurely at best. And sometimes he tries to use that to his advantage. Doesn't throw hard. Tries to get the hitter to be a bit impatient. Get them to chase his pitches typically off the plate. Try to roll over on some. 2-2. The lefty fires and the pitch swung on and missed. Matsui down on strikes. Right through an 87-mile-an-hour fastball. And that's the second out for Chen. His first strikeout, so he continues his mastery of Godzilla. Hideki just 5 for 26 lifetime against him. And now here comes Willingham. Josh, a sacrifice fly to deep left center onto the track. In the first inning, his 82nd RBI of the year. He's got 2 on with 2 out. A's leading 1-0. The set, the pitch. Misses inside and low. 1 ball and no strikes. Josh has a chance to establish career highs in home runs and RBIs. The most home runs he's hit in a season was 26 with the Marlins in 06. And the following year he had 89 RBIs, which was his best. Another cutter darts inside. And now the count in Willingham's favor at 2-0. He's got 23 homers. So he is 3 shy of tying his career best, and now 82 RBIs, which is 7 off of his career mark. And given that there are 3 weeks left in baseball this year, he's got an outside chance to make that happen. Probably a better than outside chance. Fouls off the 2-0 pitch. Now 2-1. Well, the A's will be running into some teams that are trying to make their way toward the postseason in the American League West. Beginning tomorrow, or beginning on Friday, the A's will play consecutive series against teams that are fighting for the postseason until the very last series of the year. 2-1 pitch just runs off the outside corner. 3 balls and a strike. 3 in Texas, and then coming home on Monday for 3 against the Angels, who are trying to catch the Rangers. Rangers have lost, by the way, 5-4 to Tampa Bay. Then the Tigers for 4, and then Texas for 3 again. That wraps up the home part of the schedule for the A's. 3-1 pitch, a high strike to Willingham. Fills it up at 3-2. And then the A's go to the Angels for the final weekend of the year. And then they'll close out the season on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday night in Seattle. Runners will break on the 3-2 pitch. Here it comes. Fastball fouled back, and we'll do it again. So Rosales began the inning with a fly ball to right center. Then Weeks singled and Crisp walked. Matsui struck out, and a full count on Willingham. A 1-0 Oakland lead here in the bottom of the 3rd. Saturday afternoon, Trevor Cahill draws Alexi Ogando back in the rotation after they skipped him for a start. Sunday, Rich Harden draws C.J. Wilson, a 15-game winner. 3-2 pitch, runners go. Bloop to first base side, foul ground. Hosmer and Perez toward their own dugout, can't get to it. Wasn't high enough in the air for them to run underneath it. And so the at-bat continues for Willingham at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
The Tampa Bay game, a home run in the bottom of the 10th inning by Desmond Jennings for the Rays against Mark Lowe.
Tell you what, their young players, Brandon Guyer hit his 2nd home run today as well for Tampa Bay. They're getting an opportunity to play and perform in some crunch time for Tampa Bay. I know they're on the outside looking in, but still they're on the outskirts of a pennant race. They've got the Red Sox coming up next. So all in all, it's interesting the way they're incorporating the young players in some key times. Another payoff pitch. Runners go, swung on, fought off again over the Royals dugout. Willingham in quite a battle here with Chen at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
So now the Angels with a win tonight against Seattle could pull back to within 2.5 of first and 2 back in the loss column.
What you're saying is the Angels are going to become A's fans starting on Friday night.
Well, like you said, though, the A's are right in the middle of all this beginning on Friday.
Outfield at extreme pull mode here for Willingham. Runners go, 3-2 pitch. Fouled back again. The battle continues between these two.
The A's are going to play 16 of their last 19 games against teams trying to win their respective divisions.
So it's not going to be your ordinary September for some clubs that are out of the race. They get a chance to maybe look at some young players or give some veterans some time off, because the teams that aren't in that series against the A's, they're going to be looking at Bob Melvin's lineup to make sure that he's got a respectable lineup out there to try to keep their teams in the race. Another 3-2 runners go. Sidearm fastball driven toward right, but it's playable for Francoeur. So Chen wins the battle. Francoeur makes the catch. The A's are done in the third. They get a hit, but they leave 2. And we've completed 3. A's lead it 1-0. All right. On to the top of the 4th inning. A's lead it 1-0. Moscoso's retired the first 9 he's faced. He'll get Alex Gordon, Johnny Giovitella, and Billy Butler. If you ever wonder why David Feldman is fair-skinned, he doesn't get a lot of sun, this will certainly explain it to you, as we have just been informed by the A's noted historian, David Feldman, talking about the play where Michael Taylor was thrown out at first base by Jeff Francoeur. That play went 9-3. It is an extremely rare play in the history of the franchise. Gordon grounded out the shortstop his first time up. Swings and foul tips the first pitch. It's 0-1. Gordon, a left-hand batter. It has happened only one other time in Oakland history where a player hit a ball to right field and was thrown out at first base by the right fielder. What's interesting is that person, as it was pointed out to us, is in the ballpark as Gordon swings and pulls one foul outside of first base, and it's 0-2. Phil Garner, who's the A's senior advisor now, and he's actually in uniform with Bob Melvin for the remainder of the year, and certainly a good chunk of it here at home, was the only other A's player to be thrown out at first base on a ball hit to right field, and Bernie Carbo did it for the Milwaukee Brewers in 1976. 0-2 fastball hit out of play behind third, and it stays 2 strikes on Gordon.
Did you ever notice how pale Feldman looks?
That's exactly what I said. It's the reason why. The ability to research that, and he reminded us that actually Ryan Sweeney did it for the A's a year ago against the Cleveland Indians. Here's the 0-2 fastball upstairs, 1 ball 2 strikes. When Gordon got to the big leagues with the Royals in 2007, it was after a Double-A year. The previous year he had 29 homers and 101 RBIs, and they jumped him right to the big leagues, and he wasn't quite ready. Off-speed pitch taken low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The numbers were okay. He did strike out 137 times that year. 15 homers, 60 RBIs. He started off horrifically And then the last 100 games or thereabouts, he showed that he didn't exactly fall all the way to the bottom of the pool. Broken bat flare to shallow left, coming on for it is Willingham, and he's there to make the catch. The barrel's in the baseline between first and second base as it shattered in Gordon's hands. He's 0 for 2 today, just 1 for 10 of the series. And it's 10 in a row retired by Moscoso. And here comes Gio Vitella.
Bernie Carbo of the famous 1975 World Series between the Red Sox and the Reds.
Came off the bench, a couple of big pinch hits for them.
Tied the ball game, that famous Game 6 at Fenway Park.
Gio Vitella popped up the right field his first time, a right-hand batter. He takes outside, ball 1. Just the 3rd time this year, and this is his 31st game of the big leagues, that Gio Vitella is batting in the 2 spot for Ned Yost. 1-0 Oakland here in the 4th. They're up at the corners. The right-hander turns and delivers. Fastball driven toward left center field. Up in the air. There goes Coco on the run. Reaches out and pulls it down. Coco sprinting from right center toward left center. Denies Gio Vitella a base hit. That's 11 in a row retired by Moscoso. Hit it off the end of the bat, so it didn't have a lot of carry to it. But given where Coco was, he had a long run and stayed with it, fully extended, makes the catch. Now Butler. He's hit the hardest ball so far today against Moscoso. A line drive right at Crisp in center field. Got a little 7-game hitting streak going. A's in front 1-0. The wind, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Challenged it with a fastball, and he came up behind it for strike 1. There's a lot to like about the Billy Butler swing. This guy was picked out of high school back in 2004. Got to the big leagues in 07. The 1-strike offer. Up and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Played in 92 games that year. And by the time 2009 rolled around, he was a 300 hitter. Hit 301 in 09 and better that last year at 318. The 1-1 breaking ball right back off of Moscoso behind second base, picked up by Weeks, throws to first. The inning is over. 4-1-2-3 innings for Moscoso. 12 up and 12 down. Dating back to his last game, he's retired 25 consecutive hitters. On to the bottom of the 4th, and it is 1-0 Oakland.
5.7 the game.
Just work here. One nothing Oakland, bottom of the 4th inning now, and Scott Sizemore stands in against Bruce Chen. 34-year-old delivers off the plate inside, ball 1. Scott drove one towards center that Mitch Meyer tracked down in right center field. He is 1 for 9 of the series. It was a 3-run homer in the opener on Labor Day. He takes down for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Against the lefties, Scott finds himself in the middle of Bob Melvin's lineup instead of usually in the 9 spot. Here's a 2-0. Swing and a miss. Cut over it. It's 2 balls and a strike. The A's will see just 1 lefty in the series against Texas coming up this weekend. And C.J. Wilson will be going for a career best 16th win. 2-1. Hit out of play off to the right. For every A's win this season, Grant Thornton will donate $500 to the Oakland Schools Foundation to support Oakland schools. For more information, go to www.oaklandschoolsfoundation.org. Visit grantthornton.com for your audit, tax, and advisory needs. A swing and a foul off to the right again by Sizemore. Count stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 60 pitches in for Bruce Chen. And how about Moscoso? 12 up and 12 down. He has not recorded a strikeout yet. He has not had a 3-ball count this afternoon. Another foul ball back by Sizemore. And the at-bat continues at 2-2. And again, going back to the last batters he faced in the Mariners game on Friday, he has retired now 25 in a row. Justin Smoke, a 2-out single in the 3rd inning of that game, was the last man to reach against him. Sizemore swings and skies went up the first baseline for Hosmer. Comes in on the grass, and he'll corral it for the out. Now Pennington will bat. Pennington had a near double up the first baseline as he hit it off the end of the bat. It was moving away from Hosmer, who left his feet and made a nice backhand grab. Ended up in foul territory and sent it over to Bruce Chen for the out. Cliff is 1 for 9 in the series. Royals have won the first 2 games of the series, and they have really swung the bats. Set in the pitch. Outside corner, strike. 11 runs on 14 hits on Labor Day. 7 runs on a dozen hits yesterday. The 0-1 pitch. Outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Only Texas and New York earlier this year have won 3-game series against the A's here at the Coliseum. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on, blooped behind third base. Going out for it is the shortstop Escobar. He'll get to it near the left field line, and that's the 2nd out. The A's still 6 games over 500 here at home, despite the fact they've lost the first 2 in this series against the Royals.
Well, the 4-game sweep in Arlington really hurt right before the break, because the A's felt if they could make a little bit of noise in that series, maybe they'd have a glimmer of hope in the second half. Didn't happen.
Well, the big blow in that series was the Saturday night game when the A's had the lead, and Andrew Bailey blew the save on the walk-off home run by Josh Hamilton. Now Suzuki bats, and first pitch is in there for a strike. And in that particular game, just before the home run, there was a ground ball on the right side that Connor Jackson and Jamal Weeks kind of converged on. Weeks had the ball all the way, but Jackson couldn't get back to first base in time. They got an infield hit for Andrus, and then the next thing you know, the game was over. As an 0-2 or an 0-1 comes in over the outside corner, it's 0-2.
So they've been swept in 2 straight series by Texas now.
If the A's win the last 2 games of that series, they're 8 back going into the break instead of 12 back. Swinging a roller in the hole, diving to his left is Moustakas. He can't get it. And Kurt Suzuki on an 0-2 pitch singles into left field. So the A's get their 4th hit against Chen, trying to build on their 1-0 lead. And here comes Michael Taylor, who's still got to be shaking his head after what happened in the 2nd inning. When Taylor was up, he was down to the count 0-2. Chen threw a pitch away, and instead of rolling over on it, which is what he wanted the rookie to do, Taylor shot one to right field on 1 bounce to Jeff Francoeur, except Francoeur had Taylor in his sights and threw him out at first base. Takes a sinker off the plate outside, ball 1. Not exactly the kind of thing you want to tell the grandkids.
It'll be on everybody's scouting report on the Royals, though.
1-0 pitch, swung on, driven but foul. He hooked it over third base and almost into the second deck. Worse than that, it's going to be on everybody's highlight show tonight. 1 ball and 1 strike. The fact that it all worked out so well for Francoeur, he got the charity bounce chest high and came up throwing toward first base. A swing and a fly ball to left center field. Moving back is Gordon to the track near the 362 sign, and that's where he hauls it in. Then he dropped it. So everybody is safe. Suzuki comes around third, and he will score. Gordon just flat dropped it on the track in left field. Taylor stands at second base. Fortunately, Suzuki was running hard enough on the play, and the A's lead it now 2-0. That is a glaring error by Alex Gordon, his fourth of the year.
A converted infielder playing out there in the outfield. It's a play that he's got to make. He was right beneath the 362 mark, and I don't know if at the last second the sun might have been a factor. That's the only thing I can think of in defense of Gordon.
Never really used his glove, though, to shield the sun as he was moving to his left to get the baseball. So here's Rosales standing in. He takes ball one. An unearned run for the A's. It's not a hit for Michael Taylor, but it's a little bit of redemption anyway as he stands at second base, and the A's have doubled their lead. Here's the 1-0. Swung on, hit out of play down the right side. Francoeur, Hosmer for a look, but it's back in the seats. And how many times do you see in that situation? It's a routine fly ball, and the runner at first base kind of casually runs, doesn't really put much effort into it, and the ball is dropped, and the player has to stop at third base. Fortunately for the A's, that was not the case with Kurt Suzuki. So the A's, a two-out single, then the E7, and it's 2-0. A swing and a ground ball left side. Moustakas gloves it to his left. On to first base. The inning is over, but the A's steal a run from the Royals, and we're on to the top of the fifth. 2-0 Oakland.
Number 35, Eric Hosmer.
Two 2-0 A's on to the fifth inning. Moscoso's been perfect through four. We should make note that while we talk about all the history that David Feldman gives us as he does all the research, there's only one person that's actually walked through A's history from day one. That's Steve Vucinich, the A's fine clubhouse manager. 2-0 A's. Here's Ken.
Here's Hosmer leading it off for Kansas City against Moscoso. Backdoor breaking ball, strike on the outside corner, 0-1. 2 runs on 4 hits for the A's. No runs on no hits and no base runners for Kansas City. Hosmer, a left-handed hitter. Francoeur is on deck, and then Meyer. And now the delivery by Moscoso. The right-hander delivers, and it's taken outside in the count 1-1. A couple notes on that Tiger-Cleveland ball game. Won by the Tigers 8-6 behind Verlander, who got his 22nd win. Now the 1-1 pitch to Hosmer, and Moscoso throws, and it's taken outside 2-1 for Verlander. He's 20-2 since the 1st of May. The Tigers, meanwhile, in taking command of the Central since the 19th of August, they're 16-4. The 2-1 pitch is on the way to Hosmer by Moscoso. Change up, swung on and missed. And doing what you've got to do in your own division, as they've won 16 of their last 20. The Tigers during that stretch are 9-0 against the Indians and the White Sox. For Verlander, he's won 10 consecutive starts. And the first Tiger pitcher to win 10 consecutive decisions since Jack Morris in '83. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Hosmer, leading off in the top of the fifth with the A's leading 2-0. A drive left center field. Coco going back. It's playable 10 feet from the track, and he makes the catch. Hosmer flies to center, one away, and Jeff Francoeur is coming up. And for Verlander, the first Tiger to win 10 consecutive starts since the Hall of Famer Hal Newhouser in 1946. And Verlander's 22 wins, the most by a Tigers pitcher since Joe Coleman won 23 games in '73. Tigers 8, Cleveland 6. The Tigers will be here when the A's get back home. The middle series of the A's homestand. Here's the delivery to Jeff Francoeur by Moscoso. Swung on and missed. A fastball down and away. 2-0 A's. 1 out, nobody on. Top of the fifth. A's back home on Monday night. They play the Angels for 3, the Tigers for 4, and the Rangers for 3. Moscoso, here's the delivery. The 0-1 to Francoeur, swung on, foul back, and the count, no balls and 2 strikes. It's a 4-game series against Detroit that begins on September 15th. That's a week from tomorrow night at 7:05. The last home game is 2 weeks from tomorrow on the 22nd, a day game against the Rangers. Moscoso's 0-2 to Jeff Francoeur is swung on and missed. Fastball up and away. 14 straight retired by Moscoso, and Mitch Meyer is coming up. 2 runs on 4 hits for the Athletics. The run the A's plated in the bottom of the fourth was unearned. Mitch Meyer, a left-handed hitter. Boy, this really hurts the Indians, looking at what Victor Martinez did against them. Grand slam today. Now here's the pitch to Mitch Meyer, taken outside. In the 3-game series, Victor Martinez against his former club was 5 for 13, 2 homers and 10 RBIs. Ouch. Now the 1-2, or the 1-0 pitch with 2 out to Mitch Meyer, on the way by Moscoso. Swung on and missed. Change up. Actually a fastball, a sinking fastball. Down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Center field crisp, a couple steps toward right center, left and right straight away. Salvador Perez is on deck. Moscoso ready, first base side of the rubber. The hesitation, now the turn. He throws and up and in with a fastball. 2-1 to Mitch Meyer. Meyer, a former #1 pick of this KC ball club. That was back in '03. In their lineup, of their 9 hitters today, 5 of them are former #1 picks of their club. The 2-1 to Meyer, and Meyer swings and pops it up foul, left side, out of play. You've got Mitch Meyer, Alex Gordon, Billy Butler, Eric Hosmer, and Mike Moustakas in there today, all former Kansas City #1s. Of course, when you've been lousy for a long time, you're going to get some high picks. 2-2, and now Moscoso throws. It's on the way, and it's swung on and missed. A change up, and down he goes. And Guillermo Moscoso begins this game by retiring the first 15 Kansas City Royals. And halfway through our ball game today, after 4.5, it's 2-0 Athletics. Off for the A's. Our ball game goes to the bottom of the 5th. The A's lead Kansas City by the count of 2-0. Weeks, Crisp, and Matsui against Bruce Chen. Jemile 2 more hits today. He's 2 for 2, and then was out at the plate in the bottom of the 1st on the collision with the catcher Salvador Perez. And still a really remarkable play by Perez. A double down the right field line by Crisp. Strike on the inside corner, and that Perez had to backhand the one-hop throw by Giovitella going to his right. Still was able to plant his left leg on the left corner of the plate. So now the 0-1 pitch and a line shot at third right to Moustakas. So Weeks lines to third. Quickly one away with the A's on top 2-0, and the batter is Coco Crisp, doubled and walked. By the way, Vinny, the weather for your former hometown of
it's better.
Yeah, it's not going to be too bad over the weekend. Famous last words. Friday in Arlington, Texas, a high of 90, a low of 65. On Saturday, high of 92, low of 66. Sunday, 95 and 69. Here's the pitch to Coco. Switch hitter batting right, taking inside for ball 1. 0% of rain all 3 days.
That's unfortunate because that state needs it bad right now.
Yeah, no kidding. Fires ravaging part of the state. Here's the 1-0 to Coco by Chen. He drops down. The pitch is popped up right side foul territory. Long run Hosmer toward the box seats. And he makes a great catch. What a play by Hosmer, racing well into foul territory toward the Kansas City bullpen, then cradling the ball over the shoulder with a basket catch. He can really play.
Some guys, when they come to the big leagues, you're waiting to see if they have a sense of belonging. It took him about 5 minutes in that game at Kansas City, and he's been doing it ever since.
He hit the ground running, as they say. Here's Matsui, who's walked and struck out. 2 out, bottom of the 5th. 2-0 in favor of the A's. So what's that for Moscoso going back to his last start? Over 27 straight retired.
Yeah, it's
right?
28 now.
So Matsui with Willingham on deck, and Bruce Chen delivers to Hideki, and Matsui lays off a pitch outside for ball 1. 2-0 Athletics in the 5th. Infield and the outfield toward right, playing Matsui to pull. Chen lefty on lefty. Checks to get his sign, has it now. The windup here is the pitch to Matsui. Change up inside 2-0. Again, Willingham was on deck, receiving the Dave Stewart Award before the game for community service and raising so much money along with his wife through his foundation. Outside for a ball on the count, 3-0, aiding the tornado victims in Alabama. Speaking of ravaging, the tornado hitting over there in April of this year. Now there's a strike, and they count 3 balls and 1 strike. In the past, names like Jason Giambi and Eric Chavez, Craig Breslow, Mark Kotze have won that award. And Matsui takes a strike on the outside corner, 3-2. Means a lot to those guys. And talking to Josh yesterday, he was very touched by it. Really special for him, as it should be, and it's well deserved. Now the 3-2 delivery by Bruce Chen, and Matsui takes outside for a ball 4. He walks for the 2nd time today, and that'll bring up Willingham.
We won't know for a while, but Craig Breslow was the A's nominee for the Roberto Clemente Award, which is the national award for community service.
And speaking of Jeff Francoeur, Roberto Clemente, because you think of some of the great arms in right field, and you think of, Clemente from days gone by. Matsui, by the way, has walked for the 49 times, so in that category, tied with Willingham, most walks in the ball club. He's at first. The count 1-0 to Willingham. Bottom of the 5th, 2 out. The A's lead 2-0 over KC. The outfield plays Willingham to pull. He's a right-handed hitter. An open stance. Chen throws. It's swung on, cued on the ground, and by a diving Hosmer into right for a base hit. Around second goes Matsui. He's going to third. Little cue shot off the end of the bat by Willingham. Past the diving try of Hosmer, going to his right toward the hole. Willingham's first hit today, and now Sizemore is coming up as the A's with 2 out of runners at the corners.
Well, as Matsui was getting ready to turn second base, he knew the ball wasn't hit that well, but it got by Hosmer. He still had to make sure, picking up Mike Gallego, you sure you want me to come? Because I know Francoeur's out there. And that was the case because he had such a long run and didn't have a lot behind it to allow Francoeur to kind of close the gap, or the ball to close the gap to him.
So here's Sizemore, right-handed hitter. The outfield a gap in right center. 2-0 A's. 2 out runners at the corner. Scott takes outside for ball 1. Pennington is on deck. Sizemore now better than 300 against lefties this year. 314. 0 for 2 today. 1 for 10 in the series. Chen out of the stretch. Swing and a miss. And the count is 1-1. You've got to gear down for this guy. It's like a Jamie Moyer. Bruce Chen. Hitting room in right center. The runners lead from first and third. The pitch to Sizemore is swung on, foul back, and it's 1-2. If you look at pitchers who've made the adjustment from being, pretty hard throwers to guys who've been injured and have to reinvent themselves, you better have a good changeup. Because I think you've got a chance if you want to make that conversion if you can change speeds. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and it's swung on, foul back right side. A fastball, 87. That's about where he's going to top out, and the count 1-2.
I don't think you can ignore the inside part of the plate either. It's not that you want to live there, but you have to at least make the hitter conscious that you're not afraid to go there instead of just letting them lean out and look opposite field the whole time.
Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way. Chen throws, and it's swung on, foul back. Runners at first and third. A 2-out rally. The walk to Matsui. The single by Willingham. 2-0 A's. Outfield is toward right. They're playing the other way. Francoeur about 4 steps toward the line in right. Sizemore is a right-handed hitter, and now a move to first. That's why I always felt, even though he got lit up in his last start, but it's been a pretty good year for Freddie Garcia for the Yankees. I thought he'd have a chance to make that kind of transition because he always had that great changeup. 1-2. Set. The pitch by Chen, swung on a high fly ball left field. Gordon finding the sun, drifting back on it toward the track. He can't find it, and it drops at his feet. 1 run is in. Around third, here's Willingham to score. Stopping at second is Sizemore, and the A's get a gift, and they take a 4-0 lead. And the old sun at the Coliseum has really haunted Alex Gordon today. A helpless feeling, looking up. He kind of knew where the ball was. He was looking up, trying to shield his eyes, and the ball literally landed at his feet for a 2-base hit. Matsui scored, and Willingham scored behind him, and it's 4-0 A's.
That ball almost hit him right in the head.
Yeah.
I mean, it landed right in front of him, literally at his feet. He tried to do everything, and even Bob Melvin talked about this a couple of days ago when Ryan Sweeney went out for the Labor Day in center. He talked about how difficult it is to play the outfield here in day games.
So here's Pennington, a switch hitter batting right, and the pitch to Cliff is taken outside 1-0, because you could make a case the ball that Michael Taylor hit that was ruled the E7 on Gordon in the last inning, that he lost that ball in the sun. Here's the pitch by Chen, and a changeup outside 2-0. Well, the A's will take it, and they lead 4-0. 2 RBIs for Sizemore on the play. He has 46. Here's the 2-0 pitch, and high. And we've talked about it many times. Even a player as accomplished as Dwayne Murphy, who might have been the best center fielder ever to play here for the A's, talked a lot about just how difficult it was playing the outfield at the Coliseum in the daytime. Here's the 3-0 pitch, swung on line, foul, third base side, and the count is 3-1.
The way they describe it is when the ball goes up in the air, it actually goes into the sun, and then it comes out of the sun, and you just have to be hopeful that you're in the right spot, in the right general area, to be able to recover and pick up the baseball again and make the catch.
Here's the 3-1 pitch with a runner at second and 2 outs. Swung on a fly ball left field down the line. Foul territory. Long run for Moustakas, the third baseman, and he almost made the catch. He kind of got caught on that short little railing. A little couple of rows of seats that come out onto the warning track at the corner there. Ran into that corner and couldn't make the play. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
I think he felt he had it until the very last step.
Hit that little edge of the box seats there.
He didn't take a peek to see where he was in regard to the sidewall, and maybe again because he didn't want to lose the baseball in the high sky.
3-2. The A's leading 4-0. We're in the bottom of the fifth. 2 runs are in. Shen delivers. Here's the pitch, and it's swung on and missed, up and away. Pennington K's, but the A's get a gift as they put 2 more on the board, and after 5, it's 4-0 Athletics.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, let your attention to time. Leading off the top of the 6th inning for Kansas City, number 13, Salvador Perez.
Lays it off for Kansas City. We go to the 6th inning. The A's lead 2-0 over, or 4-0 now over the Royals. Bottom third of the order, Perez, Moustakas, and Escobar against Moscoso. 4 runs, 6 hits for the A's. No runs, no hits, no base runners for KC. Going back to his last start, Moscoso has retired 28 straight batters. The A's record, by the way, in that category is 29 consecutive batters retired by Catfish Hunter and Dallas Braden. And the pitch taken high for a ball, and the count 1-0. Salvador Perez, he flied out in his first at bat. Right-handed hitter. He has 1 in the first, 1 in the fourth, and 2 in the fifth. Moscoso to the plate. The 1-0 to Perez is swung on and foul back, and the count 1-1. They've gone to the 11th inning in New York, and the Yankees and Orioles are tied up at 4-4. Tigers beat Cleveland 8-6. Tampa Bay beat Texas 5-4 on the walk-off home run in the 10th inning by Desmond Jennings. Moscoso with a 1-1 pitch to Salvador Perez. Breaking ball slicing the outside corner. Perfect pitch, and it's 1-2 to Perez. Moustakas is on deck. Big right-handed hitter, just 21 years of age, stands off the plate, deep in the box, and open stance. And Moscoso, here's the 1-2 to Perez. Swung on a fly ball, center field, playable. Coco went back. Coming in now, he's there, and he makes the catch, and that ties an Oakland record. 29 consecutive batters retired by Moscoso. And he's in pretty impressive company with the 2 guys who've authored perfect games here, Catfish and Braden. 13,132 today, 13,132. We'd love to see you when the A's get back home. Final homestand begins on Monday night. Now here's Moustakas, a left-handed hitter, and Moustakas swings. It's a fly ball right field. Taylor angling toward the line. Plenty of room there in fair territory. He makes the catch. Taylor makes the play on Moustakas. 2 out in the 6th inning, 4-0 A's. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Oakland A's radio network.
Breaking mark of 29 set by Dallas Braden and Jim Catfish Hunter around their perfect games.
Now batting, number 2, Alcides.
So now 30 batters in a row, 30 consecutive retired by Moscoso. That's a new Oakland record. So now the batter with 2 out in the 6th is Escobar, and he takes a breaking ball outside for ball 1. Escobar, right-handed hitter. The A's leading 4-0. little over 13,000 here today. Edge of the grass at third is Sizemore. The outfield slightly toward right. The pitch, Escobar takes high, and the count is 2 balls and no strikes. Alex Gordon is on deck. Now Moscoso back behind the hill, gets a little dirt. And now up to the top of the hill, working from the first base side. Escobar, an even stance. Here's the turn and the 2-0 pitch to Escobar, and it's high, and now it's 3-0.
It's the first 3-ball count he's had today.
It's been a dominant performance so far. 17 straight retired. And now here's the delivery. It's a 3-0 pitch to Alcides Escobar on the way, and he misses low and outside, ball 4. The first base runner, it comes on a 4-pitch walk to Alcides Escobar with 2 out in the bottom of the 5th inning. And Gordon's coming up. And Moscoso gets a nice hand from the fans here.
Now batting, number 4, Alex Gordon.
And here's Gordon, who's had a nightmare out in left field this afternoon. A left-handed hitter. Moscoso from the first base side. Escobar takes his lead. And now the pitch to Gordon is taken low and outside for a ball 1. 5 straight balls. So Gordon 1 for 10 in the series. He's hitting 10 of his last 11 games. 66 extra base hits. Throw to first, not in time. He is 1 in the first, 1 in the 4th, and 2 in the 5th. Outfield, big gap in right center for Gordon. Slightly open stance. He's deep in the box. Moscoso. Suzuki sets up outside. And the pitch, Gordon waits. It's on the way. Swung on and missed. Fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now Moscoso peering in to get his sign. With the A's leading 4-0 and 2 out in the bottom of the 5th. He's ready. Suzuki moves inside. And the pitch to Gordon on the way is popped up. Short left center field. Coco coming on. He's fighting the sun. He's under it now. He's there, and he makes the catch. Well, despite the walk, it's no-hit baseball through 5 for Moscoso. And after 5.5, actually through 6 now, as the Royals fail to score in the top of the 6th inning, we go to the bottom of the 6th, and it's the A's 4 and the Royals nothing. The A's bottom of the 6th inning. The A's lead the Royals 4-0. The Royals 1 base runner through the 6 innings this afternoon. The A's have 6 hits. Alcides Escobar walking with 2 out in the 6th. And now here's Suzuki, who's 1 for 2. Bruce Chen throws and drops a strike at the knees. No balls and 1 strike. A's against the Rangers on Friday night. varying starting times for the 3 games of the series. 5:05 Pacific on Friday for Brandon McCarthy against Colby Lewis. Here's the 0-1 to Suzuki, line foul left side. 1:11 in the afternoon on Saturday. Not 1:10, Vince, and not 1:12, but 1:11 on Saturday. Trevor Cahill and Alexi Ogando returning to the Texas rotation. 12:05 just after noon Pacific time on Sunday for Rich Harden and C.J. Wilson. The 0-2 pitch to Suzuki. Here it is. Swung on line to left is solid. Base hit. A high fastball from Chen. A line shot. Base hit to left by Suzuki. Michael Taylor is coming up. And what an interesting day he's had at the plate. A line drive, what looked like a base hit to right in his first at bat, but he was thrown out by Jeff Francoeur at first base. A deep fly ball to the 362 mark in left field, dropped by Alex Gordon. And Suzuki scored on the play. So it's been an adventurous 0 for 2 for Michael in his 3rd major league start. The big right-hander hitter from Stanford. A's lead 4-0, and Taylor takes in the dirt. It gets away from Perez back to the screen, and on the wild pitch, Suzuki goes to second. Lefty gets up in the bullpen for KC. That's Tim Collins.
Oh, 5'6" of him.
He's worked a lot this year. We've seen him a lot. So now Suzuki takes his lead from second. 4-0 A's. The pitch by Chen. Backdoor breaking ball outside. 4 runs, 7 hits A's. No runs, no hits. An error for Kansas City. Here's the delivery, and Michael, a ground ball to second, is right backhand bobble. Giovatello picks it up, and he has no play, and Suzuki goes to third. Pretty well hit ball to the right of Giovatello. It's ruled a base hit for Michael Taylor. So Giovatello going to his right. Even if it's a 4-3 at first, Taylor's doing his job, at least advancing Suzuki over to third. It's ruled a hit on the bobble by Giovatello. And Michael Taylor, for a big guy, and he's around 6'5", 265, he can run. And he ends up runners at first and third with nobody out.
Not that he wasn't running hard up the first baseline in the second inning when he got the ball through the right side of the infield, only be thrown out, but he made especially sure this time that he found overdrive maybe a step or two sooner.
Here's Rosales, who's 0 for 2. Francoeur in right is shallow and straight away. In center field, Mitch Myers shaded toward left center by about 4 steps. Left field, Gordon 2 steps toward the line. Moustakas at third, even with the bag up the middle. They're playing double play depth, and Rosales pops it foul out of play right side, and the count 0-1. The Orioles have taken a 5-4 lead over the Yankees in New York in the 11th inning. Here it's 4-0 A's. Chen checks to get his sign. Collins throwing in the bullpen, and the pitch, and that's taken outside, and the count 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rosales 0 for 2. He's 0 for his last 27. Bruce Chen has thrown 106 pitches. Nobody out in the 6th inning. Sets the kick on the way. Rosales waves at a pitch in the dirt, and the count 1-2. Wanted to mention, Vince, got a nice letter today from a gentleman named Michael Canepa. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. C-A-N-E-P-A. He said he was with us for all 11 hours of the doubleheader at Fenway Park.
Wow.
As he described it in the letter, the nightmare in Boston. Now the 1-2 pitch, swung on a fly ball right center field. Meyer going back. It's playable. Let us score the run near the track. Makes the catch. Suzuki takes the score. Taylor is going to second. The throw, and it gets away from Escobar. Taylor is safe at second. The run scores on the sac fly by Rosales. The A's take a 5-0 lead, and Michael Taylor winds up at second base. And he was going to be out. If Escobar holds the throw, then Taylor's out at second. 1 out. Michael's at second. Suzuki scored. It's 5-0 A's, and here comes Ned Yost. Sac fly for Suzuki, or for Rosales, scoring Suzuki. So breaking the action of pitching change, the left-hander Collins has been summoned from the bullpen. A run in, 1 out, runner at second, bottom of the 6th inning, and the A's lead the Royals 5-0. We'll come back to the Coliseum after this. Collins comes out of the bullpen for Kansas City, picking up here with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th inning. A run is in. Michael Taylor is at second base for the A's. They lead 5-0. 5 runs, 8 hits for the A's. No runs, no hits, an error for Kansas City. Tim Collins listed at 5.7, 4-4, a 3.66 ERA, making his 62nd appearance. He's allowed 45 hits in 59 innings. He's walked 45. He has 51 Ks. He works from the third base side. Weeks is up. Jamal is 2 for 3. Taylor's at second. The pitch by Collins, and that's taken a strike on the outside corner. This guy had some amazing numbers in the minor leagues with strikeouts. 223 minor league innings, 329 Ks. Actually in his third organization. He's 25 years of age. The pitch taken inside for a ball. Now check me on that. He's 22 years of age in his third organization. Toronto, Atlanta, and Kansas City for Tim Collins. 5-0. The A's have the lead. Taylor's at second. Weeks is up. The count's 1-1. Collins sets a closed stance out of the stretch and deals and misses inside in the count 2-1.
What he is finding out on the major league level is that the more accomplished hitters are going to wait him out. He does have good stuff, yes, but he's had a difficult time harnessing the strike zone, and even though it's explosive stuff, they're going to make him get it in the zone.
Again, that closed stance, third base side of the rubber, pretty high leg kick, now throws, and it's lined down the left field line, fair in the corner. Taylor's around third. He can walk home. Weeks turning at first. He's going to second with a stand-up double. Another extra base hit for Jamal Weeks, and the A's lead 6-0. That kid is something else. 3 hits today and 22 two-base hits in 80 major league games. 6-0 A's.
Tried to come inside on Jamal, and he was able to turn on it, got the barrel to it. It's something he learned when he first got to the big leagues with the A's, that the opposition really wanted to see, can he handle the inside pitch? And I mean, it's been I wouldn't say it's been one-sided, but he has certainly done his share of damage that way.
He has 30 extra base hits in a half season.
6 runs, 5 runs.
Here's the pitch to Coco now, switch hitter batting right. Collins delivers and misses outside. 6 runs and 5 earned, 3 walks and 2 Ks in 5 1/3 for Bruce Chen. He allows 8 hits. Here's the 1-0 delivery now. Swung on it, popped up, short right. Giovanella, the second baseman, coming on. Francoeur from right. Francoeur makes the catch. You could go to any big league ballpark all over the country this year, and you wouldn't see 2 better rookies on display than Eric Hosmer and Jamal Weeks. So Crisp flies to right. Matsui's coming up. He's walked twice and struck out. 6-0 A's. Remember, the Royals do not have a hit against Guillermo Moscoso. And now here's Matsui, lefty on lefty. Collins, third base side of the rubber. Meyer, the center fielder, a couple of steps toward right center. Here's a delivery on the way by Collins, and that's taken low, and the count 1 ball and no strikes. One 1-0 to Hideki. Willingham is on deck. Collins steps off the rubber. The second baseman Giovanella is way into right field. Infield and outfield playing Matsui to pull. Collins kicks, and the pitch taken low, and it's 2-0. We mentioned earlier the Rangers and the 18 shutouts, the most in the American League since the A's had 19 back in 2002. The A's won 103 games that year. Most of the shutouts were combined efforts. Of course, the A's had a great bullpen led by Billy Koch, who had 44 saves that year. 19 shutouts for the A's 9 years ago. Now Collins, the turn, here's the pitch, and Matsui, it's a drive up the middle into center, a base hit around third. Weeks, here's the throw to the plate, and it's cut off by Hosmer. Scoring is Weeks. A solid base hit to center by Matsui, and the A's have broken out today offensively as they've taken a 7-0 lead. Godzilla with his 69th run batted in.
scoring in 4 different innings today. That's something that you really want to see a lot of if you're Bob Melvin. And in the middle of the lineup contributing, Matsui, Willingham, and Sizemore all driving in runs. It's a good fastball, but it's right out over the middle of the plate. Matsui didn't try to do too much with it.
On base 3 times today. So that'll bring up Willingham. Sac fly, fly to right and single. 7-0, and now Collins deals, and it's taken a strike on the outside corner. Of course, the Royals would like to say that the game might be different if Gordon makes a couple of plays out there, but still the A's have 10 hits. Here's Collins, left-hander from the stretch. Now the pitch, and it's taken inside at the shoes of Willingham. Collins, it's an unusual action. Again, he's only 5'7", third base side of the rubber, the closed stance, and then he kind of tips almost over backward with his back, arching his back toward third base, then delivers the ball. Pretty much an over-the-top action for Tim Collins. The outfield is toward left. Gordon and left, well over toward the line. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way by Collins. Swung on, bounce to the hole to his left, plugged up at third, bobbled. Here's the throw by Moustakas in time for the out, and the inning is over. But the A's add on with a 3-run bot over the 6th, and after 6, the A's lead the Royals 7-0.
So keep the Royals from getting a hit. They've had 1 base runner through 6. That was the 2-out walk last inning to Alcides Escobar. They've been held hitless through 6 by Moscoso. He's faced 1 over the minimum, now facing Gio Batella, Butler, and Hosmer, 2, 3, and 4 in the Royals lineup. Pitch on the way is a cutter high, ball 1. Gio Batella doesn't stand that high. He's the Royals version of Dustin Pedroia. 5'9". He's popped to right, fly ball to center. Nice running grab by Coco toward left center field. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swung on, popped up, heading in our direction, but just below us. 1 ball, 1 strike. Speaking of foul balls, I found out after the fact that our very own Mike Selleck, who's been doing this now for the better part of 2 decades, had his first catch of a foul ball today off the bat of Josh Willingham.
PR man for the A's.
Came back in the 3rd inning, I believe. 1-1 pitch, popped up behind first base in foul ground. Fighting the sun is Rosales over near the bullpen mound, and he'll squeeze it for the out, and there's 1 away.
By the way, have we finished all the grapes up here? I wanted to give a thank you to Monty Moore, who sent up these incredible grapes from the Central Valley.
Oh, they're not apples. They're so juicy, man. Those things are huge.
This gigantic bag of grapes. And we've been indulging for almost the entire homestand up here. Thank you to Monty Moore.
Indeed. Now here comes Butler. He's lined to center and grounded to second base. A's leading at 7-0. They've out-hit the Royals 10-0. First pitch swinging. Butler was looking for an 8-run homer, and he missed it for strike one. Catfish had the A's first no-hitter in Oakland history. It was the perfect game in May of '68. Then Vida in September of 1970. Then the combo no-hitter, which was started by Vida, included Glenn Abbott, Paul Lindblad, and Raleigh Fingers in 1975. Here's the 0-1, fouled off to the right.
Foss was in there at the end. He caught the second half of that no-hitter.
Excellent. Mike Warren against the White Sox in '83. Dave Stewart, who's here today, hope he's still around, at Toronto in June of 1990. Then, of course, Dallas's perfect game on Mother's Day, May 9th of a year ago. 0-2 on Butler. One out, nobody on. The wind by Moscoso, the righty's pitch. It's upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And typically you look back on history and it'll show you that there are more no-hitters in September and April than at any time. Especially September, because there are so many young players that are used in various lineups around baseball. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Just off the outside corner with a fastball. And boy, the crowd wanted that one from Hunter Wendelstedt. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
With the exception of Melky Cabrera, this is the A team for the Royals.
That's
today.
the thing. They've got young players, but this is their club going forward for several years to come, they hope. Now the 2-2. Breaking ball hit high in the air to left center field. Coco ranging back toward the track, fighting the sun, and on the track he will make the catch. Didn't carry out, so that's another fly ball out today for Moscoso. We talked at the outset what an extreme fly ball pitcher he is, and that is his 15th fly ball out today.
Well, almost half of those have been to center field. If you're going to do that on a warm day at the Coliseum, you better keep the ball. There better be a lot of those F8s in the scorebook.
Now Hosmer stands in, popped to third and hit a fly ball to center. Left-hand batter. Moscoso off the first base side of the hill, turns and offers, and a fastball in there for strike one. Hosmer is 5 for 12 in the series. 16 home runs in his rookie campaign, which didn't start until the first week of May. The 0-1 offer. Swing and a miss. Graced it into Suzuki's mitt. Got him on a change down and away for strike 2, and it's 0-2. Remember, this is a Royals club that's been averaging better than 8 runs a game on the road in their last nearly 2 weeks of games. 0-2 pitch. Fastball high. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Suzuki really wanted that ball up, and he got it up there. It was way out of the zone, though.
Off the lines at first and third, especially Sizemore in the hole between third and short. The windup and Moscoso's 1-2 pitch to Eric Hosmer on the way. Swung on, fouled back. And we'll do it again at 1-2. He's had only 1 3-ball count today, and that was Escobar, who got the walk on 4 straight with 2 outs in the 6th inning. Ended perfection for Moscoso at 5 2/3. Retired 30 consecutive batters dating back to his last start. A new A's record, breaking the old mark of 29 held by Catfish and Dallas Braden. The wind, the 1-2 pitch, swing and a foul back to the top of the screen. The battle continues between Hosmer and Moscoso.
He's got some adrenaline going now because he's throwing harder right now than he has at any time previously in the game.
Michael Taylor 2 steps a little bit deeper in right. Straight up in center and in left. Suzuki the sign. And the 1-2 pitch. Changeup misses upstairs. Ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Boy, the A's have had some sterling pitching performances here in the second half from Moscoso and McCarthy. McCarthy had the 10 strikeouts and back-to-back starts. He'll start Friday against the Rangers in Arlington. 2-2 pitch to the left-hand swinging Hosmer. Breaking ball. And a looking 7 no-hit innings for Guillermo Moscoso as he K's Hosmer, and that's his 3rd strikeout of the day. 1, 2, 3 go the Royals. Stretch time at the Coliseum. A's in front, 7-0.
bottom of the seventh inning for the Athletics. Third baseman, number 29, Scott Sizemore.
Afternoon at the O.Co Coliseum. A's lead at 7-0. Tim Collins offers a strike to Scott Sizemore. 7 no-hit innings for Moscoso. As Sizemore swings through a changeup, he's behind 0-2.
One thing I think, if you're Melvin, I think Ryan Sweeney would probably play left field in the 8th inning. Wouldn't you think?
0-2 pitch. Look out. Way inside.
Unless you maybe even put Sweeney in left into Jesus in right. I'm sure the skipper is thinking about getting his best defensive outfield out there.
Combination of getting your best defense out there and not wanting to mess up the karma that's been going on down there in that dugout.
All the rituals intact in Melvin.
1-2 pitch. Chopper outside of third base.
I mean, Melvin is the most superstitious person I've ever known in the game, pretty much. Yeah, you think about Brandon Allen at first. You just stay with Rosales. I mean, those are all things you contemplate as a skipper.
They play Scott toward right center. Fastball high, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Or he might just say, I'm not changing a thing. Everybody just sit exactly where you have been.
That's my guess. Maybe Sweeney in the 9th, but nothing more than that. 2-2. Fastball outside corner, and Sizemore is gone a-looking. So first K for Collins, 3 overall against Oakland. And Pennington now will bat in the 8th inning for Moscoso. He'll face Francoeur, Meyer, and Perez. Don't forget about the premiere of Moneyball from Columbia Pictures. The A's Community Fund is joining forces with Children's Hospital and Research Center of Oakland and Stand Up to Cancer. Great fundraiser, and you can be a part of the premiere. A changeup to Pennington on the outside corner, strike 1. You can purchase tickets for the premiere, which is going to be on Monday night, September 19th. 0-1 scoots right through Perez on an off-speed pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's going to be at the Paramount Theater at 6 p.m. on that Monday night. It is an off night for the A's, so everybody with the organization likely will be there. The movie starring Brad Pitt, Jonah Hill, and Philip Seymour Hoffman. A swing and a fly ball, right center field. Charging on is Meyer. He can't get it. It drops for a hit. And Pennington has his first base hit today and a second in the series.
We don't know for sure, but we've been told there is the likelihood that one, if not more, of the stars will be there for the premiere at the Paramount Theater.
I stand corrected. Moneyball starring Brad Pitt, Jonah Hill, Philip Seymour Hoffman, and Ken Korak.
Yeah, it's like probably 2 lines.
Hey,
that's okay.
It's 2 lines.
They've got to do what they need to do to make that a good movie.
If you want to buy tickets for the premiere, remember the proceeds go to the Children's Hospital and Research Center of Oakland and Stand Up to Cancer. You can put down this number and place the phone call. First pitch in there for a strike. It's $100 per ticket, and you call 310. So we're calling down to Southern California. 310-201-5033. The 0-1 pitch swung on, golf behind third base in foul territory. Moustakas fighting the sun, and he'll make the catch, retiring Suzuki for the second out.
Bill King is in there, Ray Fosse, Greg Papa, Glenn Kuiper.
Should be a lot of fun. So again, the number one more time, 310-201-5033 to purchase your charity tickets for the premiere of Moneyball on September 19th at 6 o'clock at the Paramount Theater in downtown Oakland.
I think Jonah Hill is pretty much my daughter's favorite actor.
Now Taylor, he's had an eventful day. On the card, it's 1 for 3 with a run scored. Right-hand batter takes a changeup. It floats outside, ball 1. Hit one to right field. Thought he had to hit in the second. Francoeur literally threw him out at first base. Then he hit a routine fly ball to the warning track and left in the 4th, except it's not routine with the high sky today. And Gordon lost it momentarily, or just dropped it on the warning track as Taylor fouls off the next pitch. Got a piece of Perez, the catcher. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. And then an infield hit behind second base and a run scored when the A's got 3 and really extended their lead and just about put the game away in the 6th inning.
Gordon might be better in left if there was a center fielder named Peter. Royals. Then they'd have Peter and Gordon.
Probably right. Perez has had a heck of a day. They're flying to Seattle following this game. The Royals are. They'll have a 4-game series with the M's beginning tomorrow. I would imagine Perez will have no trouble hitting the pillow. Began with a collision at home plate in the first inning. Here's the 1-1. Curveball, a good one, and it drops in for strike 2 on Taylor. And to Perez's credit, he held his ground and survived the collision with Jemile Weeks trying to barrel through him and dislodged the throw home, the relay from Gio Vitella. 1-2 pitch. Curve inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
As we said earlier, again, that was a sensational play by Perez.
The story today is still Guillermo Moscoso and 7 no-hit innings against the Royals. Only 1 base runner allowed. 2-2. Fastball swung on and missed. Taylor gone on strikes. Inning over. A's get a hit and nothing more. On to the 8th. Moscoso back to the hill with the A's in front 7-0. So to this point, he's thrown 90 pitches. He has a 7-0 lead. He has not allowed a hit. On to the 8th, and here's Ken.
Here's Jeff Francoeur, right-handed hitter, leading off for Kansas City against the A's right-hander. Moscoso ready. The hesitation delivers, and Francoeur hits it foul straight back, and the count 0-1. Francoeur is flied out and struck out. The only blemish, as Vince said, the walk. It was a 4-pitch walk to Alcides Escobar in the 6th inning. The A's have 7 runs on 11 hits. They got 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, and 3 in the 6th. Moscoso, first base side of the rubber. That hesitation. Now the kick. Here's the pitch, and Francoeur, line drive, speared at second by Weeks. A sizzling shot by Francoeur. 1 step to his left on the rim of the outfield grass. The A's rookie second baseman hauls it in, and that ball was hit right on the screws by Jeff Francoeur. Out number 1. 1 out, 8th inning, a no-hitter intact for Moscoso. The A's leading 7-0, and Mitch Meyer is coming up.
Second hardest ball hit today against Moscoso. The other one was Butler in the 1st inning.
That almost tore the glove off his hand out there at second. Here's Meyer, a left-handed hitter. Change up, a strike on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike. Moscoso's never gone more than 8 innings in a major league game. The outfield, Coco in center, a step or 2 toward right center. Moscoso turns, ready, and now the 0-1 pitch on the way is taken inside, and the count 1-1. Left field, Willingham a step toward center field. Center field, Crisp about 2 steps toward right center. The right fielder, Taylor, is straight away. Moscoso with a 1-1 pitch to Mitch Meyer. Suzuki sets up outside, and it's taken just high and outside. A close pitch. Moscoso kind of slumping his shoulders. The call made by the plate umpire Hunter Wendelstedt. Mitch Meyer batting at .253, a former #1 pick of Kansas City. He's 0 for 2. They're all over. And now the 2-1 pitch is taken a strike off speed on the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 base runner for Kansas City. We're in the 8th inning. It's 7-0 A's. Now Moscoso. He has walked 1. He's struck out 3. Ready the turn, and the 2-2 to Meyer is taken just low and outside. Fastball 93. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Now Moscoso back behind the hill, goes to the rosin bag, wipes his brow a little bit, tugs on the bill of his cap, climbs up the back slope of the mound, plants his right foot, and the count 3 balls and 2 strikes to Meyer. Here's the turn, ready now, and the 3-2 pitch is on the way, taken on the outside corner, bring him up, fastball, strike 3 called, and Meyer can't believe it. He's barking at the plate umpire Wendelstedt. Now finally turns and walks away. 2 out, 8th inning. 7 runs, 11 hits, no errors for the A's. No runs, no hits, 1 error for Kansas City.
Well, Moscoso's been around the plate all day, so certainly Wendelstedt's going to give him the benefit of the doubt on a close pitch.
Now Salvador Perez, the rookie right-handed hitter, and Moscoso's pitch to Perez is waved at a breaking ball down and away, and the count no balls and 1 strike. A right-hander gets up in the bullpen for Kansas City. That's Aaron Crow. Now the outfield, a gap in left center. Moscoso from the first base side of the rubber. Here's the kick and the pitch. The 0-1 swung on, foul back. Fastball up and away. Now you can really expand the zone. Got a 7-0 lead. He hasn't given up a hit. The count's 0-2. Throw this kid a couple pitches out of the zone. They're playing toward right. They're playing the other way in the outfield. Perez is off the plate deep in the box. He has an open stance. And Moscoso. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Perez. Taken high. Suzuki wanted it up there. And the count 1-2. Mike Moustakas is on deck. Now Moscoso taking his time. Tugs at the bill of his cap. Now staring in to get his sign. Working from the first base side of the rubber. And the right-hander peering in to get his sign. Has it now. The hesitation now turns, and the 1-2 pitch is high inside a fastball, and the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Remember, Suzuki was not behind the plate for Braden's perfect game on Mother's Day. It was Landon Powell. 2-2, 2 out, 8th inning. The Royals without a hit. Moscoso ready. Here's the windup, and the 2-2 delivery is swung on line to right, base hit. He hung a breaking ball, and Perez lines a base hit to right, and Moscoso takes it 7 2/3, and he gets a standing ovation from the fans here at the Coliseum. He hung one up and away. And it's 11 hitless innings for Moscoso, going back to his last start. A brilliant effort. And Moustakas is coming up.
Breaking ball, which he begun to incorporate here in the second half of the ball game, is what got him.
So now the pitch to Moustakas, and Moscoso's delivery is taken high, a fastball, and it's 1-0. Well, the first base runner came with 2 out in the 6th inning. That was Escobar, who walked on 4 pitches. The first hit, Perez, the single here in the 8th. And the 1-0 delivery. And Moscoso's pitch, and it's swung on and missed. Now the count 1-1.
What's frustrating about that is that he had Perez 0-2 and did not close it out.
The outfield, a gap in right center. Now they're playing behind the runner. That's Perez at first. And now here's Moscoso and the 1-1 pitch. The kick, it's on the way. It's swung on, lifted to left field toward the line. A long run. Willingham in. He goes into a dive, and he makes a great backhanded catch. Rolls over, holds on, tumbles literally over the foul line, winds up in foul territory. An excellent play in left field by Josh Willingham. And now a standing ovation from the fans behind the A's dugout. Moscoso, a one-hitter through 8. And the first hit came after 7 2/3. We go to the bottom of the 8th on this Wednesday at the Coliseum. And the A's in command over the Royals, 7-0.
Adam Rosales.
Crowe, the right-hander, coming out of the bullpen for the Royals. He made the All-Star team this year as a rookie. 7-0 in favor of the A's. We go to the bottom of the 8th. 7 runs, 11 hits for the A's. No runs on 1 hit for Kansas City. Here's Rosales hitting a ground ball down to short. To his left, 1 step. Here is Escobar, the throw to first for the out. Rosales is out 6-3. Weeks is coming up. Crowe is the guy highly regarded. Number 1 pick, the 9th selection overall by the Nationals back in 08. Didn't sign with them. Then the Royals made him the 12th selection overall in 09. After he pitched actually parts of 2 seasons in independent ball, he finally signed with Kansas City. He was pitching for the Fort Worth Cats of the Independent American Association. Strike on the outside corner. To Weeks, the count 0-1.
He was their all-star and got sick. Had a little bit of a stomach virus in Phoenix.
University of Missouri, very hard thrower. The 0-1 pitch. Weeks takes outside, and it's 1-1. Jamiel, another big afternoon for the kid. He has 3 hits. He's 3 for 4. RBI, 2 runs scored, 7 hits on the series. And now the 1-1 pitch. Jamiel takes a strike. And I guess it's kind of fitting that Salvador Perez got the first hit and only hit so far for KC. We've been talking about rookies and all these young players. And Salvador Perez has 6 hits in the series. Here's the 1-2 delivery by Crowe, and Weeks. It's a line drive sinking left center field, a base hit, and a 4-hit game for Jamiel Weeks. It's just amazing. 102 hits in 80 games in the major league. It's not this easy. And that'll bring up Coco Crisp. Double walk popped out and fly to right.
What's making it go so well for Jamiel is that he's found a way not to try to do something outside of his comfort zone. Yeah, he'd like to hit a home run or 2. He's not really a home run hitter. He hasn't really tried. His swing hasn't gotten that long. He's actually tightened it up.
It's his first career 4-hit game, by the way. And here's Coco batting left against Aaron Crowe, fouling it back in the count 0-1. Crisp, 1 for 3 today. So Fatino de los Santos gets up in the A's bullpen. Remember that Moscoso's never had a major league complete game. He's tied his longest outing with the 8 today. A's have a dozen hits. They lead 7-0. And the pitch by Crowe, and it's taken outside in the count 1-1. So Crowe facing Crisp. By the way, the Orioles have won that game over the Yankees 5-4. Stretch the pitch, and Coco takes inside, and it's 2-1. They're underway in the National League. In Florida, the Mets lead the Marlins 1-0 in the bottom of the 3rd. The Marlins have won 3 out of 4. Tampa Bay on the walk-off by Desmond Jennings in the bottom of the 10th. Tampa Bay over Texas 5-4. Ian Kinsler had tied that game for the Rangers. Now Coco swings and lines one to left, a base hit, solid hit to left for Crisp. 2 on and 1 out, 7-0 A's. Kinsler's 28th home run tied that game for the Rangers. It was his second of the ball game, but then the home run by Jennings off Mark Lowe in the bottom of the 10th, and Tampa Bay takes 2 out of 3 from Texas, wins today 5-4. Kinsler has 28 home runs. Mike Napoli hit his 24th for the Rangers. Mark Reynolds had the RBI single in that top of the 11th for the Orioles. They break a 4-game losing streak. The Yankees see their 6-game winning streak come to an end. In 11, Baltimore 5, Yankees 4. Now the A's have 2 on and 1 out. Weeks at second, Crisp at first. Here's Matsui batting .262, facing the right-hander Aaron Crowe, and Matsui takes a breaky ball in the dirt. The Tigers have won 6 straight, 16 of their last 20. 8-6 over Cleveland, a 5-run top of the summer. The centerpiece, the grand slam by Victor Martinez, his 10th home run. 1 out, 2 on, bottom of the 8th, 7-0 A's. Willingham's on deck. Center fielder Meyer a couple steps over toward right center. Now the pitch, and it's taken low and outside, 2-0. In the American League tonight, the Red Sox at Toronto, Wakefield against Morrow. White Sox at Minnesota, Danks against Pavano. Twins have lost 5 straight. Seattle's at the Angels, Furbush against Jerome Williams. Angels have won 3 of 4. Seattle's lost 5 of 6. Matsui takes inside. Now it's 3-0. Three balls and no strikes. Mike Carp of the Mariners, by the way, was named the American League Rookie of the Month for August. 3-0 to Matsui, and that's a strike on the outside corner for Carp. He batted .313, has 6 home runs, 25 RBIs in 27 games. 1 out, 2 on, bottom of the 8th. The A's lead 7-0. The fans had quite a thrill provided by Moscoso for 7 2/3. Now the delivery, and it's swung on, lifted down the left field side into foul territory and out of play. The count 3-2. Jerome Williams is pitching that game for the Angels tonight. He hadn't appeared in a major league game since '07. This year he's beaten Baltimore on August 21st. He's beaten the Mariners in Seattle August 30th. His first 2 major league wins since '05. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Matsui. The pitch by Crow. Swung on and missed. A fastball down and away. 94 in the gun. 2 out, and Willingham's coming up. Seven runs, 13 hits for the A's. No runs, a hit, an error for Kansas City. Willingham's 1 for 3 with a sac fly today. An RBI and a run scored. Leads the ball club with 82 ribbies. Here's the delivery on the way, and the pitch by Crow, and that's taken a fastball strike on the outside corner. You wonder if De Los Santos is warming up just in case Moscoso gets into trouble, or if he's coming in the game in the 9th. I would think with a 1-hitter that Melvin. Here's the pitch to Willingham in the dirt and knocked down by Perez with a 1-hit shutout. I've got to think he's coming out for the 9th, don't you?
He's thrown as many as 109 in a game. He's done that a couple of times, or 110 in one game, which was against the White Sox. He's at 106 by our count right now. I mean, I would think so too. I mean, he's, like you said earlier, I mean, he's got adrenaline, and this is still a first for him as well to get that 9th inning and kind of clear that hurdle.
And listen, there's nothing to laugh at throwing a 1-hitter. Here's the 1-1 delivery now by Crow, and it's swung on a ground ball to the hole at short. Backhand. Escobar turns, plants, and throws across the diamond. Willingham is out. The inning is over. We're going to the 9th, and it's 7-0 Athletics. The Royals 7-0. Moscoso goes to work on the Royals. Fatino de los Santos, just in case, continues up in the A's bullpen. Alcides Escobar leads off for the Royals. He was their first base runner after Moscoso was perfect for 5 2/3. Escobar walking on 4 pitches in the 6th inning. He's a right-handed hitter. 7-0 A's, and Moscoso's pitch is on the way. Escobar takes a strike on the outside corner. 107 pitches in a brilliant performance. 7-0 A's. It's been a while since the A's have had a complete game one-hitter. Now a gap in the outfield and left center. Moscoso's pitch is on the way high. They've had several one-hitters since Corey Lytle fired a one-hitter back in 2002. Last year, a combined one-hitter against the Rangers on September 23rd by Dallas Braden and Brad Ziegler. Here's Moscoso's pitch. It's swung on, foul back, out of play, and the count 1-2. Then 2 years ago in September of 2009 against the Rangers, Trevor Cahill, Michael Wirtz, and Andrew Bailey. In 2008 in May that year against the Red Sox, Justin Duchscherer and Houston Street. Here's the pitch by Moscoso. It's on the way to Escobar, and he lays off a pitch outside. Duchscherer in that game took a no-hitter into the 7th inning. It was broken up by David Ortiz. In 2007, Chad Godin and Rich Harden against the Yankees, a combined one-hitter. The hit came in the 6th inning by Johnny Damon. Now here's the pitch, foul back by Escobar, and the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. He's leading off in the 9th. It's 7-0 in favor of the A's. In 2006, the A's had a one-hitter against the Mariners. Barry Zito, Kiko Calero, the late Joe Kennedy, and Houston Street. The 2-2 pitch is swung on, hit down the right field side, peeling off right down the line into foul territory and out of play. And then in 2005 against the Giants, and that was that incredible shutout for the A's, 16-0. Rich Harden, Ron Flores, and Kiko Calero. The late Corey Lytle, August 21st of 2002, a complete game one-hitter against Cleveland. The only hit, a first-inning single by Ellis Burks. Now the 2-2, here it is, and it's swung on a fly ball right center field. Coco and Taylor, they come together. Crisp is there in the alley, about 2 steps from the track, and he makes the catch. Escobar flies out, 1 away, 9th inning, 7-0 A's. The first hit today for Kansas City, with 2 out in the 8th, a hanging breaking ball, a solid base hit to right by the rookie catcher Salvador Perez. We keep coming back to that 2002 team in light of the 18 shutouts thrown by the Rangers this year. And again, the A's had 19 back in 2002. And speaking of Corey Lytle, the one-hitter back in that campaign. Here's the pitch taken outside for a ball by Alex Gordon at the top of the order. The count 1-0. Corey Lytle had 2 of those shutouts in 2002. He was his 4th starter that year. Now the 1-0 pitch is swung on and foul back, out of play. Tim Hudson had 2 complete game shutouts. Mulder had 1. Of course, Barry Zito was 23-5 that year. The A's had a total of 9 complete games, but combined they had 19 shutouts. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Alex Gordon, on the way, and it's taken low, and the count 2-1. A's leading 7-0. Zito was 23-5, Mulder 19-7, Hudson 15-9, Corey Lytle 8-10. Here's the 2-1 delivery by Moscoso, and Gordon hits a line drive base hit right center field. Over to cut it off in the alley is Michael Taylor. Gordon turning at first, holding with a single, and that'll bring up Giovitella. 117 pitches for Moscoso. Now he's going to get an extra day's rest between starts, and that might play into the decision to leave him out here. He's in uncharted waters as far as the pitch count and going into the 9th inning of a major league game. But the A's have a day off tomorrow. So his next scheduled start would be on Tuesday night here against the Angels. 1 out, runner at first, 7-0 A's, and Moscoso from the first base side of the rubber. Giovitella swings and fouls it back, out of play, and the count 0-1. That year in 2002, the A's used a bunch of guys in that 5th spot in the rotation. Names like Mike Fury, Aaron Harang, Ted Lilly, Eric Hilius made like 8 or 9 starts. The 0-1 pitch to Johnny Giovitella, right-handed hitter. They're playing behind the runner. Gordon leads at first, and the pitch taken outside for a ball, and the count 1-1. The A's 1 in the first, 1 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth, 3 in the sixth. They have 13 hits. The Royals have 2 hits. Giovatello is 0 for 3. Here's the 1-1 delivery by Moscoso. Breaking ball, good pitch. That's where he wanted that pitch to Perez with 2 out in the 8th. Outside corner at the knees. Yeah, I think of Alice Gordon. I think of Peter and Gordon. 60s British group. All right, here's Moscoso, first base side of the rubber. Billy Butler is on deck. Now here's Moscoso. The set ready. Pitch number 121. The 1-2 on the way. Kicks, throws. It swung on, fly ball right field, playable for Taylor. Angling toward the line, plenty of room. He makes the catch. And that is out number 2, and that'll bring up Billy Butler. Billy Butler's 0 for 3.
16, Billy Butler.
So Melvin is going to give Moscoso the shot to complete the game of his life here at the Coliseum on this 7th of September. 2-hit gem shutout leading 7-0. You know, Moscoso entering play, we talked about all the great rookies. He has the 2nd best rookie ERA in the American League, behind only Jeremy Hellickson of Tampa Bay. Here's the pitch to Butler, a right-handed hitter. Moscoso sets, it's on the way. Butler takes a breaking ball beauty. Man, he's mixed his pitches. Good curveball there in the outside corner. He's had a good changeup. His velocity, with the adrenaline pumping, no doubt, really increased as the game went on. Gap in left center, outfield toward right, and the 0-1 pitch with 2 out to Butler by Moscoso. Here it is, and it swung on, foul back. I'm sure all the rituals were intact as this thing moved on into the 7th and the 8th. I remember talking to the guys in the bullpen after Braden's perfect game. Nobody moving, nobody talking, everybody keeping the same seats for all 9 innings. Same thing in the dugout, nobody talking to the pitcher. 7-0 A's, 2 out, runner at first, no balls and 2 strikes to Butler. And Moscoso ready, set, the turn, and here's the pitch. It's on the way. Fly ball, right field angle toward the line. Taylor going back into the corner, crossing the foul line. There, leaning up against the side wall, can't make the catch. He brushed up against that side wall down there, deep in the right field corner. I think he got his glove on the ball, and that's a foul ball off the bat of Billy Butler. Tough chance, just trying to reach out, and the ball kind of grazing the mitt. Actually had room to make the catch, but he's just learning to play the outfield at the big ballpark. He talked today, Taylor, about the difference in the big stadiums, the way the wind can swirl around. 0-2, 2 out, runner at first. Here's Moscoso's pitch out of the stretch, and it's on the way, and Butler swings and fouls it back out of play. Like that ball that Taylor caught in the 6th inning in deep right center last night. He lost it momentarily in the lights going out to right center field. It was only his 2nd game in a stadium with 3 decks. Now Moscoso with 2 out in the 9th. No balls and 2 strikes. He's leading 7-0. The set turns, and here's the pitch, and Butler takes just outside. Close pitch, a fastball, and it's 1-2. Fastball 92. The plate umpire Wendelstedt gave it a long look. Butler's 0 for 3, right-handed hitter, deep in the box and open stance. Gordon leads at first. And now the 1-2 pitch with 2 out in the 9th. Fans on their feet, and Moscoso ready. Here's the delivery. It's on the way. Swung on, foul back out of play. This guy is just so tough. You might recall the at bat 2 nights ago in the 9th inning when Neil Wagner was out there pitching for the A's, throwing about 95, 96. He threw the kitchen sink at Butler. Butler kept fouling pitches off and finally worked a walk. Actually got a base hit. No, he did work a walk. Now with 2 out, the 1-2 pitch in the 9th inning is on the way with the A's leading 7-0. Moscoso throws. It swung on, popped up right side, foul territory. Long run for Rosales. He's not going to get there. A guy this accomplished, it's just tough to put him away. And now Moscoso at 128 pitches. That's the most thrown by an Athletic this year. Now Moscoso might be running on fumes back behind the hill. 7 runs, 13 hits for the A's. No runs on 2 hits for Kansas City. Outfield toward right. The count 1-2 to Billy Butler. The high set. Moscoso kicks. Here it is. Breaking ball. 1 hop to third. Dugout bobbled. Sizemore can't find it. Rolls behind him. Throws to first. High over the head of Rosales. It caroms off the side wall. Here's Gordon going to third and Butler chugging into second. 2 errors on the play. And the Royals have runners at second and third, and Melvin just can't allow Moscoso to go any further. Well, it was a well-hit ball, 1 hopper to third. Sizemore knocked it down, got a piece of it, and then it rolled back behind him. Then in his haste, he actually never should have thrown to first. He airmailed the first baseman Rosales, and so everybody is safe. Gordon went to third, Butler at second. Here's the ovation from Moscoso. After 129 pitches in a brilliant, dazzling performance here at the Coliseum, with a no-hitter going into the 8th inning, a 1-hitter into the 9th, and again he throws 129 pitches. He leaves with runners at second and third. Here's the delivery by De Los Santos, third base side of the rubber. The set, and it's on the way. Hosmer pops it up on the first pitch, playable. Foul territory, third base side, back of the coach's box. Sizemore drifting back into fair territory, makes the catch. And it turns out to be a combined 2-hitter for Guillermo Moscoso and Faustino De Los Santos. Great effort by the A's starter Moscoso, and Melvin gave him every chance, but once it got to 129 pitches, the A's manager feeling best to play it safe as he went to De Los Santos. He got the final out with 1 pitch to Hosmer as the A's win it by the final of 7-0. And back with the totals after this.